Bill, thanks for hanging out. I was on a little bit of a private conversation there for a minute.
Yep.
Yep.
So,
We'll see him back
uh,
later on.
yeah, so I think we're live. Hi folks, thanks for joining. Happy Wednesday. I think we're all chilly here in the Northeast. Or over the whole country we're chilly. But
Yeah.
yeah, my little buddy here is seeming to have an issue with me right now. So I don't know. I'm gonna jump over to YouTube quick and just see if we're up and running and everything looks
Yeah.
kosher and
Your
all
link's
that.
posted. I knew that.
Yeah. Yep. All right.
You're
Good.
running good.
All right. Ooh.
So how have you
All
been
right.
today?
Oh, I don't know. A little frustrated. I got a new I got a new or an iPad. I'm slowly working over to Apple. I've had some Apples in the past, but I run my preference is Android just because that's what I started on. But well, anyway, hold on. It's hi Sarah, Burke Meadows. Hi Mike, Dennis, Gary. There's Stu. All right.
Yeah, that's
Who else is in here? Tom. Yep. I just want to take again look, see here who's on all. Dennis, Mike.
very.
Mhm. All right, Stu was on early.
Yeah,
It
he's
cracks me
always
up
on early.
when I open it up and someone's already in there saying hi. It's kind of nice. I like it
Yeah.
actually. Hi, Rick, collector.
Clay's
Clay.
on.
There's
Rick.
Clay.
Hi, yep. Mm,
Ah,
shout
that's a
out.
good
Thanks,
compliment.
Clay. Yeah. I've been selling it through the roof last month. I'm gonna run out, which I don't like to do if it keeps going.
I'm not recognizing this name here.
Which
Do we
one?
Rick Honeybees.
collector? Here, hold on, right here.
He was on last
Rick.
night, maybe.
Yeah,
Or
cool.
late last week. I saw him on one of them.
Where
Yeah,
are you
not much
from,
I
time.
don't
Richard?
know anything about him now.
Where are you from, Richard?
So the link's posted at the top, should be pinned to the top there.
It is. It was. It is. Let me pull add it to my other screen.
Has anyone seen the Waltons?
Mm.
Have you heard from
So anyway,
Charlie
I was
today?
saying,
Has anybody heard anything out of Charlie today?
No.
I did not. He said he
Hi,
was
Sarah.
feeling better. It was just the sound. It was just this the
Yeah,
voice
it's
was.
gotten in his. It's in his throat, I think.
Okay,
Yeah.
Richard Griner, Amherst, Ohio. Huh.
No.
Oh. Oh, okay, Richard Briner. Yeah.
Yeah, Richard.
You were just under your name before. You weren't under
His
your
business honey
collectors.
name.
Yeah. Collector. Let's see. All right. Trying to get my list here compiled. Amherst, Ohio.
Yeah, I looked that up before. He's up by the Great Lakes.
And where's Sarah? Sarah, where are you from? Can you remind me? Sometimes I don't have my book out. I really only have my book out on Wednesday nights, my chat. Hey Grayson. Hello, B folks. Did you get your electric back on, Grayson? heard you were out.
Yeah, it was yesterday.
Here, Bill, you catching this one?
Oh, what do we need to talk about, Clay? Give me a call or
You
text
want to?
me.
Oh, yeah. Let me run a ticker for you, Bill. Hold on here. Let me give me a second. Banners. Let me go to. Let me see what this one is. This is one. There you go. What's your
Perfect.
here? I could create a new one. Bill, what's your phone number? The one you want people to call you on.
540-481
What?
540
4
481
481. Yep.
9555.
Okay.
And I'll be right back. I got to go get the phone.
Oh, okay. So, oh well, that's kind of cool. I'm learning all this here. So I can have his ticker at the bottom, and then I can also put his. I wonder if I can edit that. I like to edit that.
That was like a comment.
Okay, come on. Show. Look at that. Look at that. So cool. Sarah, we were asking about where Sarah. I'm in the central New York, the Mohawk Valley, Little
Oh
Falls.
yeah,
Okay.
that's a beautiful area. Mohawk
Perfect.
Valley, Little Fall. I've been there. There's a tree house, tree cabin area right there in Mohawk. And living up in the trees.
Little
Pretty
Falls.
nice lake right there too.
I want to someday get a like a map of the United States and start plugging in where all of our regular folks are from and just to start to see it laid out on a map because this is a national. I mean, we're at I call it a national beach act because we're from all over the country.
So it came back today at 1 p.m.
Yeah.
Power. That means it was out almost for a day.
I hope you have wood burner or some sort of heat. He went inside it.
Just get a world map. Yeah, you might need more than the USA, Nancy.
Yeah,
At least North
I felt
America.
yeah, North American. Yeah. I felt terrible. My very first chat, I ended up having someone from Australia come on and I didn't recognize the words in the language and I zapped her. And now I know, and I felt terrible, but I was nervous. It was my first one. I was like, just, not wanting
Right.
some
Yep.
nefarious going on. And then I zapped her, and then I was able to go back and unblock her. Like, so I'm hoping she comes back, but that's Australia. And then the Europe guys, this is too late for them. It's already what, 10, 11 over there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this is a little too late.
We're the ones that work second or third shift.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Um, yeah, I'm nervous again. I haven't been down to my hives in probably 2 weeks. I haven't popped any lids and I gave them pollen. And then a week later I checked and the pollen was still there and they have Hive Alive and Sugar Brick. But I haven't been down in 2 weeks to even look. So I don't know. I'm
And
nervous.
about a week ago, we had a day that was 40 degrees. So I went and
Mhm.
peeked in every one of them just to make sure they had enough food right on top of them because I knew we had a week of not above 22 degrees.
Yep.
And only one of them I had to put another fondant on them. So they should have been able to get through this cold week. I think tomorrow is the last day that we're in the low 20s for the highs. Tomorrow, I
Well,
think Friday it's supposed to go up to like freezing, 33 degrees.
yeah, I saw 43 for me, I think on Sunday. So I didn't,
Yeah.
the last nice day that I could have got in, I was busy. I wasn't home. So I'm a little, you know,
And I think by middle
whatever.
of next week we're supposed to be in the 50s.
Oh, good. Well, so my inner covers, so the inner covers I run, they're called winter inner covers. They have a 2-inch shim goes all the way around, and then there's a access hole, but it is to the front. Well, I put it towards the east. Um, most of my hives are facing east. Some aren't exactly, but so I did have two dead outs where they had come up for food, but they were in the back. They didn't come up
Okay.
through the access hole. They were stuck here and they would not move. They only had to move over what, 5 inches perhaps, and I lost them.
Mm.
So
Right.
uh, I don't. I can't go changing everything, but I kind of wish. I kind of really wish those access holes were a little more centered. Um, but I never saw that before this year. And well,
Hmm.
I haven't really had any dead outs, but knock on wood. But so I don't know how to fix that. If anybody has any ideas, other than I'm not buying any more woodenware. I'll put that
What
out
you could
there.
do,
But
Nancy, is you could, wherever your hole is, front or back, you could move all the brood frames in the fall time before you close them up to the front or the back. And that's pretty much where the bees are going to come up from.
say that again.
That move all your move the brood frames more to the back or more to the front, wherever the hole you put the hole, because the cluster of bees will go be around that brood to the very end. So they're most likely to be above the remaining brood that they have.
Oh,
So
brood
you
of
have a better
hives.
chance that they'll be coming up. Like if you move the brood to the back, or to
Yeah, I hear what you're
if
saying.
you
I got it.
can,
Yeah, yeah.
if, or the one side or whatever, just to have a better odds that they'll be coming up near the hole.
Right. I got you. So if there's anything laden, heavy brood in the back of the, spin them
On
around
a
at least.
frame, yeah.
Yeah, I
Sometimes
got
that
you.
happens, as she typically lays in a circle inside out, but not always because they backfill, in the fall time. So they might be backfilling the front or the back of the hive. Most
Right. And
likely
then
the
and
front
then
front of the hive. The
my
bees will come
feed
in and
is
yeah, and she'll
my
get
feed
pushed
is all
back
above
into
that. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. That's just an
So
idea.
what I did do was when I added the pollen, I did crack the inner cover because I can feed without cracking the inner cover. But with them not moving over, when I did add pollen to some of them, some of the hives that the rapid rounds were full of either sugar or fondant, I ended up cracking the inner cover there and sliding the protein patties, you know, underneath
Right.
the
The inner
back.
cover.
So they'll have, you know, so the rest will have that option. And I didn't crack all that. I don't like cracking my boxes or my inner covers yet. It's still too early, and they're not protected. My yard, you all get to see my yard here as soon as we get a nice day, but it's wide open. I don't have much protection from wind
Right.
or I have a open field. The whole running of my apiary is all open farm field. He has corn, up until October, but after that it's just wide open, and and the field is about 6 to 8 feet above. There's a slope. My property slopes down. So all the wind coming across is it's not even at ground level, it's above. So sometimes I think it goes above the hives, but I really have to be careful about cracking boxes or inner covers or anything like that after October 1st. Like I try to let them get a good seal on it. And I don't wrap anymore. I used to wrap. First couple years
Right.
I wrapped, but it was
It's too much
keeping
work.
track of it, storing it, and it's just a
Yeah,
pain in the
you're
ass.
right about that. Too much work.
Too much work when you got a bunch of hives. You got a
Yeah.
few
Yeah,
hives, it's not a
wrapping
big
it.
deal.
Yep.
Another thing
Yeah.
I was thinking as I was mentioning that to you, Nancy, one good advantage of having, I'm switching my hives over to the warm way that they call it. I'll be able to
Hmm.
move those brood frames to the back, maybe leave one pollen up against the wall and then brood, brood, brood. Then I better put the honey above them in the back, and I'll know those bees will be coming straight up from the back, which
Yeah,
is
but
my
your
son's
access
side.
where you're putting your access. Well, do you feed above the inner cover or
Well, I don't really run in the wintertime. I don't run an inner cover.
yeah, okay. Okay.
I run a shim and then I put insulation on top of the shim, the condensing hive method.
How do the bees have access to the insulation?
Yeah, yeah, above, yeah, but
No.
they won't hit that high density board. If you paint it, they won't chew on it.
Yeah, I use Reflectex. I leave it on all winter. All summer, all winter. It's above my inner cover and then above my telly
Right.
cover.
Well,
So
my Reflectex bubble wraps on top, and I just flip it over for the summertime. So the bubble wraps down below, and the sheet of insulation's above it because it
mhm.
works for air conditioning too. So the hives don't get as
Yeah,
hot.
yeah.
So
Using an
I run the
insulation.
insulation all year round.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
So
Hmm.
that-
Yeah, I
so
want to
that's
do some of
another.
that warm way. I keep stepping on you. Sorry.
So yeah. So I'm liking this warm way even more and more as I learn. Say, oh yeah, it'll work better for this too. And I was just thinking today, I drilled my holes in the back of it for the acrylic acid vapor. I won't have to block my front entrance anymore either because I already have a block.
Yeah.
And
Now
I
you
put
got to
my
block the
little
side
plastic
entrance.
piece in. What's that?
Now you got to block the side entrance.
Yeah, but it's going to be coming into the head of it. And if it being 400 degrees, it's going to be going up. So I don't
Yeah.
even think it'll
You're
come out.
right. You're right. It'll
I
go
don't think
up.
I'll need to even block the front at all. So that's like, oh, another win-win.
Yeah.
The one way I saw about, and I haven't done it yet, but instead of drilling your hole, say this is your, you
Yeah,
know, instead of drilling your hole here to go between frames, you would drill the hole under the frame rest for your
right.
vaporizer. It go underneath there, and then you're not hitting, this way you're just
You can
between
hit a
those two
frame
frames.
sometimes. Right,
Yeah, but if you I want to start drilling some holes where I'm going underneath the frame rest,
right.
and then that's how I vaporize this way, which I really need to do. And then I just plug, if I make a hole that I didn't want there, I'll just plug it with the uh wax,
Tap in. Yeah.
junk wax, that what do they call it? Ah,
Burwax.
Burcombe.
Burcomb. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
right.
I'll take some of that off. I just plug up hole any kind of problem. Now I try not to do too much, you know, smelly good wax. I don't fill any huge holes with that because that's really going to bring your beetles and your pests. But just a
Right,
little itty
right,
bitty,
right.
yeah, just a little itty bitty is fine.
Bill, there is one negative thing about putting them the warm way.
What's
Takes
that?
up more space. It takes up more space on your stand. Because instead of having 16 inches, now I got 20 inches
That's true.
Well, I
out
have
to the
mine on
front.
cinder blocks, so it's not going to
That's
matter for me.
very true.
Yeah. I got mine in a row, which you can see in the background. So I won't be able to put 20 of them on that stand. Probably be able to fit like 13, maybe 14. So
Okay.
I'm in front of it. I'm going to build another stand to get
Yeah, I
back to
do
my
cinder
21
blocks.
boxes.
I
So that's
started with
the
them
only,
all in a row.
what's that?
I started like you have them set up, and then I am a field away from a quarry, and they blast two
Oh,
times in season. They'll blast twice a week. So I decided to put them on individual cinder blocks. And I
Gotcha.
think that might be a little reason why they're also gentle because I'm not when I'm in one and messing around, the others aren't feeling it directly, like if they're all on a
Right.
board.
Yeah,
But
I get a little bit of that, but not too bad. If you look real close on my stand, I'm actually got a Allen block, Allen block for retaining walls. My
yeah,
wife's printing, and then I got 4x4s or 4x6s on top of that. So it's pretty solid. They're almost like being
yeah,
on the ground.
yeah. We
Let
can't
me
hear it. We can't hear
myself.
the printer.
You can't hear it?
huh.
No, we can't hear it.
Okay.
Uh-uh.
So I can
Yeah,
get through like 7 or 8 hives before they start getting agitated. And I just go from one end to the other end and work to the middle. I do a couple, 2 or 3 from one end, do a couple, 2 or 3 from the other end. Then I start in the middle and work back out.
yeah,
I have a
yeah.
little routine. It seems to work
I
out
was
pretty good.
Yeah, I just have them five of clustered in fives, and then a little five frame with them too, and then I can just disturb that section and move to a different section, and they're none the wiser. They don't know I'm really there. I
Right.
mean, I try to smoke that whole section. Like I'll put my smoker on the ground so it hits all five of those, and I smoke them individual a little bit, but I put it down so the wind's blowing then in that cluster of colonies I have together.
Right. Right. Yeah, so I'll be building another stand. I'm going to do just one landscaping block, 4x4s on top of that, and do 2 8-foot sections with like 2 feet in between, so I can walk in between them. So
Yeah,
I'll
and
have like
I definitely like working my hives from the side. I try to
yeah,
set all mine up to work them from the side. So I'm working a side and then I turn around and I have another one to this side. It doesn't
right.
always work out that way, but I don't like reaching over, you know, I
Well,
don't like
I'll,
reaching over.
my back will be the side when I get them all done. I'm starting off with 7 of them, the bottom boards.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I'll be moving bees here in a month, a foot or two. I'll just move them. I'll get some drifting going on, but that'll be who cares in the springtime. There's so many bees coming out, expanding so quick. Won't
Yeah.
make that much
Stu.
difference.
Yeah.
Some because some hives would be a different hive will be in that same spot or close to it once I start moving them all out and moving them to the other stand.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm working on.
Yeah, when it gets into the slower time, I'll move some of mine into the warm way, from the cold way to the warm way. So I'll get my bottom board set up, and then I'll slide them out.
Right.
Or any new 8 framers that I make. Anybody that's all my 5 frames are gone. I don't even know why I bother with 5 frames anymore. I didn't for the first couple years, and I bought a bunch of 5 frame boxes and started, and now I just don't know why I bother. So I might sell off that 5 frame equipment, most of it. I think I have about 15 double deep 5 frames and then some mediums. But when I'm running 8 frames, 5 frame isn't that. I'll just get follower boards.
I
Hey,
like my
Philip.
6 frames. I like my double deep 6 framers. That's what be selling my nukes out of. So I can take 4 frames and still have 7 frames of bees to put a cell in. And I take the queen
Mhm.
to start the process over.
Um, do you use in-hive feeders?
On those I do. So I have
Yeah.
I do 1 frame inside frame feeder, so I lose 1 frame.
Yeah, if I'm only starting out with 8. I started with 8 frames when I started beekeeping. So for me to go with in hive,
Right,
it gets too tight. I can't go down to 6. So that's one of the reasons why I do above, feet above.
right.
Ah.
Yeah, if I was doing it over, starting over, I'd do 8 frame just because I'm not a young pup anymore. I don't let the old in. That's my
Not with
motto.
retirement around the corner.
Not when I got, yeah, 7 weeks.
7 weeks, is that what we're down to?
Yep,
Woohoo! 49
seven
days.
weeks.
7 weeks, how many days and how many hours and minutes?
I don't know. Well, I do have that running on my work computer, but I don't have it here. 7 weeks, 6 days, something like that. Well, tomorrow will be 5 days, and I know I only got to go in the office no more than 20 times because I'll be working from home a little bit more. Because if they say something, I'll just ignore them because I really don't care. If you know what I mean.
Yep.
So Mondays and Fridays, I'm going to work from home. I'm going to go in the office Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And I have enough PTO that I could take one day off the rest of the weeks if I want to.
Well, that's pretty good if you got that much PTO.
Yeah, I got it saved up.
Or you could wait right until 2 weeks or 3 weeks before you're supposed to leave and take the whole thing off.
Yeah, well, I'm taking at least 7 days off of the first 2 weeks of the 10 days of April because I'll be grafting my bees and moving my bees and doing all the bee stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So I'm only going to be in the office at most 3 days the month of April.
See Stu's comment here? I'll tell you a little story. So that's what I do too. I pull
Yeah,
I pull out the best 5. Well, boy, did I catch a bunch of slack for that. I happened to tell a master beekeeper that I did that. Oh shit. Your false advertisement, that's not an overwintered nuke. That's not a nuke. It's got to be in a nuke box. And then I get on my high horse and say, there's no such thing as a nuke box. It's a 5 frame, an 8 frame, or a 10 frame. Any of them can be nuke boxes. Like
right.
just oh, it just went into this. But that's how it started because I was false advertising. I said, oh,
Then
good
you know what the
Lord.
definition of nuke is short for? A nucleus hive.
Nucleus hive, and they're all nucleus
A,
hives. If it,
a
I
two
don't need.
frame could be a nucleus. A 1 frame could be a nucleus hive.
I got
Yeah.
A
to get
10
my
frame is a
charger.
nucleus hive if you run a 20 frame, like
But
my
Yeah, but
when
that
horizontal
was
hives.
just
when you
just
say nuke hive to some people, they think automatically 5 frames of bees in a wooden
now.
box.
Well, we got
Right.
I know, and then you get new people, and you're talking about a nuke. that it's a new colony, or I'm gonna create nukes, but I'm putting them in an 8-frame box. That's not a 5-frame, and I was trying to get some of my local clubs to start using 5-frame instead of a nuke box. 8-frame, 10-frame, 5-frame. We say it for others, but I think it's just, yeah, 2-frame nuke. Like,
Right.
I mean, just
Right.
just
Yep.
drop the whole nuke part, and
Yep.
then it's a whole lot less confusing for everyone. But oh man, I caught a bunch of slack for that we went round and round, and she just was so for sure that I was being a criminal. Somehow I was being criminal.
For some reason, I think I would love to have been a fly on the wall for that conversation.
Yeah. Yeah. I would have told
Oh,
that person, you need to go to school and look up the definition of a nucleus, what a
no,
nucleus is.
Nucleotide.
Master Beekeeper.
Yes.
Master
That doesn't mean
Beekeeper.
anything.
I didn't have much, I didn't have much on my side for that. Tell them to piss off. Yeah, DC.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's a funny story. You'll probably hear me say it again, but I just thought that was funny how, you know,
Oh boy.
Yeah. Yeah, I do something similar. I always make sure, usually the queen, the frame she's on, usually got open brood. Then I try to grab at least one of the all capped an older cap brood frame. So I know they got new bees emerging out within days after they're picking up, and installing a nuke.
Yeah, you're
Then
right.
the third brood frame could be a mixture of any of the two, but at least try to get one new frame, open brood frame, and one cap brood frame.
Yep.
Then a third frame could be anything in between the two.
Yeah.
Roy.
That way they have better
Well,
chance
so
to keep going.
yeah, I pull the brood, the queen overwintered nuke I pull the brood. I usually have enough brood for the 5-frame.
Yeah.
It's always the food part for me. So I'll run around, and if I come across a better, but the other thing too is I don't sell swarms. That's the other thing up here. I don't know what it's like in the rest of the country, but I mean, we pack those 5-framers so full that those new beekeepers are really getting a swarm. So I don't make mine as heavy, and I talk about it. They're
Right.
here as I'm pulling the frames, and we're talking about it, and I mean, if they have drawn comb, it's one thing, but if they're brand new and all of that, I don't want to sell them a swarm, because that's what
Right.
ends up happening.
Well, I do in when they call in late May, I'll tell them. I said, well, the next swarm I catch, I can sell it to you. But I usually tell them it's a swarm. I'll tell them it's a swarm, and I'll tell them that um, I charge them less, $50 less.
No, I mean that the 5-frame nuke that I'm selling them is going to swarm because they're so
Oh,
new. They don't have any swarm prevention tactics in their tool belt,
yeah,
you
they
know.
should in the first year. They should not year that you sell it, as long as they have two
Uh,
boxes.
yeah, I hear stories. No, well,
Yeah,
so, but I don't make them busting for them, because now, if it's an experienced beekeeper, one of my mentors bought one off me. Yeah, I mean, I'll load her up, but I'm
right.
not gonna a new beekeeper walking up the driveways. It's not doing them any favors by giving them something that they're gonna have to. Yeah.
Yeah. I had one last year where the guy couldn't pick it up on Saturday. He could pick it up on Wednesday, 4 days later. And I told him, I said, okay, I hope everything's still good in it. He pulled up, and we were walking to the back. I had him behind the back of my barn in the shade,
Hmm.
and they swarmed. Swarming as I was about ready to pick up the box. I knew they were ready to swarm. So he hung around. He never saw anything like this before. And it was up in the tree. I said, there's your nuke.
Grab that ladder over there, will you?
But I went ahead into another hive, grabbed that queen in the frame, and another frame of bees, and gave them that queen in another frame. And it was actually just as many bees as the one that before it swarmed. So after he left, then I went and got that swarm and put it in another nuke. I think I sold it like 3, 4 weeks later because I didn't know how late to start laying right back up again. So it was funny. He got a kick out of it. He's buying 2 more nukes from me this year. So he's a repeat customer. He bought 2 last year, so one swarmed on him. And then swarmed on me, swarmed on us. And then this year he's buying 2 more again.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Is he going to bring his ladder with him and get him out of the tree?
Well, I got it. Yeah, it was like 30 feet up in a tree, in my oak tree behind me. Actually, you can see it in the background. The one that's behind the barn, it was up in that
Mhm.
tree. In the backside of my barn, the green one, it was up the top of that tree. Yeah. So that's a tree, a oak tree. It was up in that tree.
Oops. Oh crap. Sorry,
Now I'm down
Tom.
below.
I was
You should have seen the look on your face.
Tom disappeared. I'm looking for him under my table. No, but yeah, sorry, Tom.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
I only
Yeah.
do it once a week.
I got a screen bucket that's on a like an extension pool, and I can get up like 40 feet. And I went and scooped it in a bucket. I found out a screen bucket. I used to use 5-gallon buckets, but they fly out of 5-gallon buckets. You use a screen bucket that's a screening, the bees just cling to it. So I can take my time, and the bees don't fly out of it. And then I
Clip
can dump.
just clip their wings, Tom. Just clip that. I got tired of chasing swarm. Well,
Yeah.
I've learned better swarm management too, but once I started clipping their wings, man, made a world of difference.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that with the nukes, especially for the new beekeepers, because then at least when they do, if they do swarm on them, at least those won't go too far.
Well, yeah, I mean, I clip them and mark them for them. But
Right.
yeah, all mine are. I clip them without even thinking about it. And last year, it was funny. I was moving too fast, and I ended up clipping a virgin. So
Yeah.
as
Would
I'm
you
clipping
mention
her,
that?
it's I'm like, ah! But I put her
Swish
back
that
in.
virgin. Yeah,
I put her in.
she's,
I just put her in.
she's a virgin for life.
Just pretended like I didn't. Yeah. I don't mark my virgins though. I was thinking about maybe
I
doing maybe
do.
more of that.
I don't think it makes any. I've never noticed any difference. But at least
Yeah.
all the queens I'm keeping for my hives, I mark, which is most of them.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think without marking queens, I think there's a higher turnover than you realize. If you're not marking your queens, you're
Oh yeah.
really not really knowing what's going on with them.
Well, I replaced my queens almost every year, or most of them. It all
Mm-hmm.
depends if how my grafting goes early in the summer solstice graft. How many I get back from mating because
Mm-hmm.
I don't do as well in the summertime, and so I know those queens will not swarm on me the following flow because they've never
Yes,
been in a flow.
Dad must have stepped away from my story, but yes, last year I clipped a virgin by mistake. It was early on. I had a marked queen and an unmarked, and I pulled the unmarked out because I clip them first and then mark them because then they don't get away from you. But I clipped her and then was like, ah. So yeah,
That's a good idea too. Clip them first because I've already had them get out of my hands.
Yeah.
Grabbing their legs. If
Well,
she's clipped
so if
already.
it's a virgin, she don't know where she's going. She'll just fly around your head. But if it's a
Right.
if it's a mated queen, so I was taking a mated queen from one hive across the yard to another hive for whatever reason. I don't remember what I was doing exactly. She got away from me. And I thought, I got to go back to her original hive. And wasn't she walking in the front door? She got there before
Yeah.
I did. And it was only like 40 feet, I guess, maybe. Till I got moving here. She's walking right back in the front door. I said, oh, no, you don't. Hold on.
Right.
I got her
9 out
back.
of 10
Put her,
times they'll fly right back into the hive. Just
yeah,
leave
I
it
made
open
it.
for 5 minutes. Sometimes she'll fly to a branch because she's tired, and then wait a few minutes, then she'll fly in.
Well, she didn't want to go in the hive. She didn't want to do what I wanted to do. She didn't want to go in the hive that I wanted her to go into. She wanted to go
Right.
back to her original hive. So I
Sure.
thought quick, and sure enough, there she was. So, but they always land. You don't have to panic. Sometimes they
No.
land on you. They'll be
Yeah.
sitting on you because you're like you said, you're there, you know.
Right. Right. But if there's a tree right next to her, and if you don't see her right away, she's probably in that tree resting somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
then a few minutes later, she'll fly back into the hive.
I need to mark. Okay, here's Grayson marking queens. Yeah, it's where once you get started, you can't, you won't not mark them.
Yeah.
But who is there anybody in the group here that wouldn't clip? And if you wouldn't clip her, tell me why.
I'm going to start clipping this year because I have never clipped them. That makes sense.
I don't know. I've never done it. I've
I
never
clip them
clipped
and
queen.
started marketing clipping the same time.
Yeah,
I mean,
Same
I've
year.
never
it's
clipped.
livestock. In the state of Ohio, they consider my hives each one a livestock. So I don't want it leaving my property. Treat it like a cow or like a chicken when you de-wing a chicken so the chickens don't fly. Defeather them, whatever they do.
Jeremy, I've never bothered to mark them. Oh, no clip, no mark, beekeeper. Yeah, but how do you know what you got? See if you don't. Well, anyway, hold on, Philip.
Some
So the
people
phone
don't
number's for
care.
Bill. The
I've
phone
already
number's for
answered him.
Bill.
I've already answered him.
Oh, okay,
You
cool.
can take it down if you want.
Oh, yeah. If my thought was when I started was I didn't know what I had, so I wanted to make sure uh everyone was sticking around.
And since I'm selling nukes and selling queens, almost all my customers want them marked. And that way I get to find out if I pull a queen from a hive, if it was last year's queen or my new queen without looking at my notes.
Lord, what am I doing here?
I think you
Yeah,
got it all.
yeah, I did.
Anyway, so
Well,
that's
I
what
do the
it calls
two
free
shades.
vaporizer. That's funny.
Hi, James. I use a lighter blue, well, just blue for this year. I use a lighter blue. Anybody I find coming out, my first couple inspections get marked the lighter color, and then summer solstice gets the darker.
Yeah, I like
So
that
then I
idea
know.
too, Nancy. I need to buy another set of pens,
Mm-hmm.
light color ones or fluorescent ones or something. So I
Mm-hmm.
know the difference if it's a spring grafted queen or a summer solstice grafted queen. because I do both.
Yeah, and then I got some cells from a guy, a no treater up here. I got some cells. They didn't work out so well. Um, Probably my fault, but I made them purple. Just just
Nope.
Right,
for shits and giggles.
right. Yeah.
Unless your name is Judith, my phone's not ringing.
Well, I sell Stu. So I sell bees, and I can't get away with selling
Yeah.
a non-colored year. You know, even if I know what I'm doing, I mean, it don't wash. Like yeah.
I wouldn't mind being just a two color, but then I wouldn't be selling them. I would just know if it's a 1 year old queen or 2 year old queen.
Yeah.
You're right.
Mhm.
That's all you really need to know most times.
What's
Paint over
got a
the
free
paint.
vaporizer? What's going on with the free vaporizer?
Gary made a comment a while ago that that was the number to call for a free vaporizer.
Yeah.
Guys cannot be trusted. You guys cannot be trusted.
We got some comedians out there,
Yeah.
just like that swarm I had, the nuke swarm.
It's funny. Yeah, I didn't hear anything from Charlie. I wonder if he went to bed early. Oh, wait.
He texted me and said he may be on later, but he wasn't sure because he wasn't feeling good today.
Okay.
Right.
Sometimes he has his one Wednesday a month he has his meetings, you know. So I didn't know if
Yeah.
it was that day. If if it was a meeting day for him, but he probably needs it. Yeah, I went to bed early last night. So I think Tuesday nights is gonna be my early night.
Well, I get up at 5:30, 5:45, so I don't like staying up much past 10.
Yeah.
So I usually get off before 10 because it usually takes me 10, 15 minutes to unwind from staring at a monitor for 3 hours.
Yeah.
There's Peabody's
Here's
apiary.
Ryan.
Yeah.
Hi, Ryan.
Yeah, hi, Ryan.
Well, yeah, Charlie, I think got sick, and don't hold me to this, but I think he was starting not feeling well, and then he had that trip down to Bill's.
Yeah. He wasn't feeling good
So
while he was down here.
that kind of, you know, if he had been able to go to bed early when he felt it.
Yeah, that's not a good combination.
There's misbehaving Mike.
Yeah. Evening, Matt.
Oh, hey
Matt's
Matt.
here, and Lisa, or at least one of the two.
That's Matt.
According to the
Alicia
Army,
says
6
Alicia.
hours a night. If you were in the Army, when did you get 6 hours of sleep at night?
And
We
it
were
depends
lucky,
what age you are too,
and we
DC.
were lucky. We
I
were
think,
lucky to get two.
Yeah. When I was 25 years old, I don't even think I could skip a night not sleeping.
yeah. And as you get older, then you need less sleep anyway. That's what they say. But
Yeah.
I could get 100 hours a night right now, and it's still not enough.
yeah,
Some long days.
I'm catching up in the winter here. I'm getting good sleep in the winter because once spring comes, then March 9th is daylight savings time, by the way. March
Right.
9th.
Couple more weeks. Then we get summertime. We go from winter time to summertime. That's what I call it.
I call it wishful thinking, Tom.
Oh, I
I
love it. I
like
can't
it.
wait. I just can't wait.
I'm near the western side of Eastern time. So when we go to daylight time savings time and being on the west end of Eastern time, it doesn't get dark until quarter till 10, 10 o'clock almost. 9:30, quarter to 10.
Oh, you're on the western side of the
Eastern
Eastern
time.
time. I get it. Yeah,
So I
I
get
get it.
that close to an hour there versus people on the East Coast like you, Nancy.
Yeah.
I probably
Yeah.
get 45 minutes. I probably get 45 minutes on you or 30 minutes.
Yeah, I bet you do. I bet you do. So I wanted to put my phone number up because there was a chat where I was wishing that I could have talked to that person, and I just, every jar of honey I sell has my phone number on it. So it's a cell phone.
Right.
If you're a pain in the ass, I just block you. Simple as that. But that's my phone number. If anybody doesn't have it and you want to talk to me besides a chat or whatever, that's my number.
So, Tom, I guess we got lucky. We almost got blocked.
You what now?
Oh, you didn't.
Oh, I gotcha. Yeah, I had to find a way to unblock myself, Bill. Oh no, obviously she doesn't have my number. But she does. She has one of my bottles of honey, so she has my
Yeah,
number.
she's got your phone number.
Yeah.
You talking about me?
Yeah.
She's
I'm
texted
sitting
me
here.
before, so I know she's got my phone
Hey, it's
number.
better to talk about you to your face than it is behind your back.
Yes, 100%. Well, I was talking to a Tom earlier today. I don't know what Tom. I thought it was the other Tom, but it might have been that Tom. Could have been another Tom. Who knows?
Yeah. I don't know what the last conversation was. Oops. I don't. I think fat fingers. Well, we were texting earlier today. I thought we were.
Yes, we were. We were.
Yeah.
We were.
I was working. I was busy this morning. Then the afternoon slowed down.
Yeah, Roy, you can text me at 3 a.m.
Sure.
I won't text you back.
Me either.
Text all you want. That's what I like about Androids is you can put them on, you can turn them off, like put them into airplane mode. When I had an
Right.
Apple, I couldn't do that. But
Yeah, you can put them on silent too, and they just sit there and buzz.
yeah, it was years ago that I had an Apple now, couple years. So, but I like the Androids because you can just turn them. It's the last thing I do is I turn it on to airplane mode and
Right. Yeah, I'm not always the fastest on replying on text messages, especially on Sundays. Sometimes I don't even pick up my phone until mid-afternoon.
mhm.
Against my principles to be on the phone on Sundays. Just one of the
Oh,
things I
so
started
back up
doing.
a second. You know what I said about why you wouldn't mark and wouldn't clip? Did anybody say anything in the chat that I missed? Like
I
other
don't
than
think
you
so.
just don't, is there a reason that you don't? I guess is what I'm asking.
Then it got into free vaporizer.
Yeah.
Uh, Here's a new clip. And it wasn't too much,
I saw
too
some
many
of it,
texts
but
on that subject.
it wasn't there.
Yeah.
Wasn't much there.
Okay. So you just don't because you don't. There's not a reason that you don't. I was just curious if someone had some
Right.
insight into or a bad experience or some reason why they didn't. But
I let my
good.
virgins emerge out. because I can check them then and then make sure they got all their legs and antennas and basic stuff like that. And I mark them right then. If I didn't mark them, if I didn't do that, I don't know if I'd be marking every one of my queens, just because half the times I don't even see the queens for that year. I just know she's in there, and I don't go any farther in the hive. Once I know there's
I want to know which
eggs,
one. I want to know which one it is. Like, because you can run 2 queen hives. So when you see one queen, do you stop looking, or don't you even look? You just look for eggs. You could be running 2 queen hives a lot
yeah,
more.
yeah, I wouldn't know, Nancy, because I don't go that far. If I see her, great. If I don't, no big deal.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, it
sometimes you
was 20 degrees here today, Clay.
The air high was 22 today. Tomorrow it's 22 degrees.
Yep. Tomorrow, my high is going to be 24.
Okay,
mm,
you got the warm front.
Yeah, I'm really going to have a heat wave this weekend and next week. I got 40s on the weekend and 50s the first 3 days of next week.
Yeah, I got low like 50 and 51 for a couple days.
So I got to start building. I'm starting a new apiary this weekend. So I got to build all that stuff.
I've never had a queen fly out. I made it queen. A mated
mm-mm.
queen that's laying eggs can't fly.
Right.
No, I disagree with you. She can fly. Because remember when I was moving that one 30, 40 feet mated queen, she flew back to her original hive. She
Well,
flew.
she wasn't laying for a couple days probably. If she was just laying that right at that time,
She
yeah,
was laying. That's why I picked her out. That's why, yeah. I mean, I moved her and some. I think I was probably just moving the hive. It's easier just to move the
you
queens.
have an athletic queen.
Oh, push-ups.
Because
But
they
no,
typically
they'll
don't fly.
a mated queen. If you're moving a mated queen and she gets away from you, she'll fly back to the original hive. And a virgin will
Yes.
just fly in circles and land on you, or land on a frame, or she'll land pretty
She won't
close.
fly very far at all because she can hardly fly.
Yeah. I mean, he found 9 queens in a swarm,
Ooh,
but
that's a problem.
not all of them are mated. Some of them are virgins. I mean, I found a lot of virgin queens in swarms too. So,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the most I've found is 6 virgin queens in one swarm. The mated queen and 6 virgins. I think it came from
Got your
multiple
Ryan.
hives. That's that's from another beekeeper that didn't know what to do. He called me, Tom. I got this big cluster of bees. I put them in one 10 frame box and 6 nuke boxes. This size of this swarm was, and I had one virgin queen fly away on me. So there was actually were 7 virgin queens.
So
And she took some bees with
Dennis,
her.
last time Dennis was pregnant. Where's that Denise?
it's
Yeah,
Dennis.
9 queens in one swarm.
Yeah, I had it look like polka dots on a hive one time. There was so many virgin queens coming out with a little bitty swarm to her. But I noticed that they hold. So I had my dude class yesterday, and it came up about holding the queens back, and they kind of didn't know what to say about it, but they hold them back. I know they hold them back. And when I go in there rooting around and I'm looking for cells and I damage a cell or don't see a cell and I crack it, they're coming out. That's when you get those multi swarms with the virgins. It's
Mm-hmm.
usually
Yeah.
right after an inspection and you missed them and the queens came out and the bees couldn't keep them in.
Yep.
Right. Fun stuff when that happens. I had a queen. This
Mhm.
was probably like 5 years
Uh,
ago.
I don't know, Peabody, that we're 2 weeks behind from last year. Um, I'd say we're a little behind from last year here in the valley, but like I said a couple weeks ago, I'm seeing new growth on the maples, the English walnuts, and the forsythia. So
Mhm. Mhm.
yeah,
Last year I
Yeah.
was 2 weeks early. Looks like this year I'm back to normal
yeah, you could
schedule.
almost say we're on a normal course this year.
Yeah, last year
So
was an outlier year
yeah, where
for
are you
me.
at again, Peabody? I don't remember.
He's in Pennsylvania, I thought.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
he
where
is
is
too.
Peabody? I forget. Let me look at my little notes. If Charlie was here, he'd know right away.
Yeah,
Peabody's close.
Yeah,
Or where is Peabody? Tell us, where are you at? I forget. You're not
we're close. You and I are
man.
close to him, so I think he
I
is
think he's
in.
just north of
oh,
you
South
guys.
Maryland. So
Yes,
he's on the South Shore of
yes,
Maryland or something.
yeah,
South
Okay,
yeah, so
yeah.
South Maryland.
he's actually I think if is he east of
He
me or
should be a little
directly
bit. He's a little bit behind you, Nancy, and he's about a
southern
week. He's a
yeah.
week behind you, and he's a week behind me.
Yeah, I think he's about straight south of me almost. All but
Yeah,
he lines up with Philly.
yeah,
Um I can't I don't know. I don't have a starting point for this year yet. I will uh next on Sunday when I go and crack hives a little bit more and feel the heat depending on the degree of heat that's coming out. I'll know whether they're ahead or behind as far as trees and stuff. I think we're pretty much right on.
yeah.
But you can be ahead 2 weeks and you can get 4 weeks behind real quick.
Yep.
So
So
it's
long about the middle of March, they're here. They're calling for some 60s and 70s about the middle week of March. So I'm going to start flipping brood boxes and looking for swarm cells.
Wow, you're ahead of me.
So I just want to make sure I'm ahead of the curve.
yeah,
I
yeah.
know in my area, the silver maple trees always bloom the 28th of February to like the April 3rd every year except for last year. Last year they were already bloomed and done by now. But
Yeah,
typically they're always blooming right around the end of February, last day or two of February or the first couple days of April. And this
Mm,
year it would be at least it's going to be the last few days, first like the 4th of April at the earliest.
yeah. So I know my hives have got brood on them because they're taking pollen and they're eating the pollen patties. So I know they've got some brood on them. I
mhm.
don't know how much, but I know they got brood on them. So
Well, I'm hoping to make
Yeah,
my
I don't know
starter
yet.
hive the 22nd of March, and I'm hoping to graft the 28th or 29th of March.
yeah, I'm going to be
That's
setting a
about the
cell
earliest
builder
I can
up.
go. I mean,
I'll
my
be
queens will be flying right around the middle of April.
Yeah, that sometime the last full week of March, I'll be setting up a cell builder, getting
Yeah,
ready for that grafting class, for the queen ring class.
that's what I'm hoping to start my cell builder. Same deal, Bill.
Yep.
This year I might have to wait till the first week of April just because it's still cold out. But that switch is
Uh,
supposed to change, like you said, next week. It's supposed to be in
yeah,
the
and
50s.
if you're gonna start grafting the second, third week of April, that you got to have at least 2 full weeks to build that cell builder to get it built up.
Right.
So that'll give me, if I build it, say even the week before on the 18th or 19th, it's supposed to be in the 70s those 2 days. That's going to give me a lot
Right.
of good weather and good weather for them to get built up, and I'll just throw the pollen to them, and we will be ready to go on the 12th and 13th.
Right.
So we start grafting somewhere around the 15th of April, typically. So that's when we start grafting in earnest. I mean, we'll do
Right.
test grafts
Week
sometime
before.
middle of March. We'll do a couple test grafts and see what we're going to get and see if they're going to take.
Right. See if they make cells.
Yep. See if they're up to making cells yet. If not, we'll wait a couple more weeks and test them again. And then if they start building cells, we know we're ready to go.
Right. That's what my commercial beekeeper does. He'll be starting here in like 3 weeks, middle of March. So I'll just wait for his report.
Where is Dennis Sherrill from?
Yeah, I'm looking too. That's a new name for me.
Yeah, he's definitely down in warmer weather.
Yeah, he's got to be.
Yeah, I'm with Matt. I think my maples might be blooming right around
Sherelle, I'm gonna say, think he's in
first
Louisiana.
Yeah,
Where
first
you
of
at,
March.
Dennis?
Yeah,
Alabama.
he's
Alabama.
probably got.
Yep, he's good to go. Your weather down there has been pretty warm, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Miller's in. I wonder where Mark is tonight.
I don't know.
Well, yeah. Don't know.
Oh, is the stream team on tonight? I didn't even think about it.
I don't know. Let me
I
look.
have no idea. Let me go back.
Come on, open up.
Let me see.
Look
No.
on look to see if you go to go to Bruce's and then also go to Brian. Cause I'm noticing that sometimes they'll
I don't.
post their own.
I'm just looking for live streams on bees, and I don't see him showing up.
8 o'clock. Clay says 8 o'clock. Yeah, it is. They're usually 8. That's too late
I don't see him
this
on
time
here.
of year.
There's nothing posted that they're going to
Clay,
be on.
Yeah.
they're having Randy on. Woohoo!
Is
As
that
Randy
today?
Oliver. Well, I guess when you run with the big boys, that's a joke.
Oh, wait a minute. Here's
No,
their live.
natural image. It's on Greg's channel.
Okay.
Oh yeah, hit the like and subscribe. Oh, do you think Randy's gonna talk about the sky falling?
Yeah. I got my theories on that.
Well, I hate to tell you this. Yeah, it's going to be on tonight, but it's not live. It's recorded.
Scandalous.
Because
Mark,
it's the one
hey
right here on
Mark.
top.
I'm here
Where's Mark?
trying to put some bottom boards together out here in the cold weather.
Yeah,
In
I
the
can see your
cold.
breath.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
I
it
see
is
your
cold.
breath
yeah, it's cold. That's what I'm doing. Just assembling bottom boards.
in the cold.
All right.
I got the heater going though.
That's a good thing
Yeah.
though.
I was
Yep.
working out in my barn earlier and I had the heaters on.
Makes me
Luckily,
wonder
my
what Philip's
birdie,
working on.
Ain't
If
no
Philip's
telling.
working in the garage or washing his dog with milk. Did you get it?
I use the scent away, Philip, like you get sprayed by a skunk.
I don't even know if I like.
What? He got sprayed by? No. He does. No. He went to reach for it. He went to come on the chat one night and knocked his milk over onto the dog.
Oh,
He-
okay. I thought maybe he got sprayed
Yeah.
by a skunk.
That's what I was referring to. I thought you were talking about getting the sprayed by a skunk. No, that's what I was talking
Yeah.
I would
Anyway,
guess,
about.
Bill,
So
at
it's
the
not.
I'm gonna throw this
Hmm.
together right quick. I'm gonna put this on mute if I can figure out how to do it.
There you go. You got it.
I would think Randy's part is pre-recorded.
I would think so too. But if you go to YouTube and you search Stream Team, and Stream Team Beekeeping, and it's right there under all. So it says Stream Team Chat with Randy Oliver, Honeybee Collapse, Beekeeping 2025 Chat with Stream Team, and it's 2 hours and 8 minutes and 7 seconds long.
Huh?
Yeah. That's
All right. Well,
definitely
everybody just
recorded
stay
then.
here then and watch that tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you're not gonna be able. DC, I don't know about asking Randy questions, regardless if he was live or not.
No, they're not going to let you. They're not going to let you ask Randy any
Mm-mm,
questions.
No.
mm-mm.
If they know how long it is, it's definitely a recording.
Yep.
I'll watch that tomorrow in the afternoon when I'm putzing around the house.
There you go.
Yeah.
Do we have any newer? I don't typically ask this because we're more of a considered more of an advanced chat, but is there anybody with questions? And you can type them in all caps. Um,
I,
some of our
I
newer
agree.
guys that
DC.
not about the sky falling, but unless somebody wants to talk about it and give
Not
some
going to go there.
I'm not going there.
All right. All right. Thought I'd open a can
I'll
of
wait for
worms,
the
but
USDA to make it and decide what's going on and put it out.
And I bet you they never really say,
I don't think they will
you
either.
think,
just like other years.
yeah,
And from my understanding, it happens every 20 some years anyway. It's been like
yeah.
20 years since the last time. They
Yeah,
don't
after
know,
I
and they
heard
don't.
Bob Binnie say that, I was just like, I've stopped caring about it.
Yeah.
Right. And I asked my third generation beekeeper, and he said, "Yeah, that's about right."
Yep.
So that's two different people that said about the same thing.
Mm-hmm. You got to look at the past history. You got to
Another
look
one we
at the
got to keep.
history.
This guy's gonna go in the corner with DC.
And I know everything I don't know.
Hmm, funny. Cast
Yeah,
of characters.
Yeah, you got to
yeah,
try. As a beekeeper, you got to try to learn something new every day.
that's right. That's another reason I don't listen to those long, like those Randy Olivers. They just preach the same thing.
Yep. Hey, Keith.
I want to hear new stuff.
I want Sarah to come on. I'm usually not asking people to come on, but I'd like to hear Sarah. I'd like
Yeah.
to learn more about
Yeah.
Sarah.
Come in here, Sarah, so we can talk to you. DC, you're exactly right. 100% right.
Yes. That is 100% correct.
When life gives you lemons, you make grape juice. Yeah, you got to figure out how to do that and then put the recipe online so everybody else knows.
There you go.
Hey, Keith, I saw a picture of your stuff that you put on your half track the other day. I like that.
Oh, is Keith
Yeah,
on?
yeah.
Hey, Keith. I didn't see you sneak in.
I agree. That
Or
looked really good. It was
Did, didn't
big
it?
too. Good
Yeah.
size. So people can
Yep.
see it.
Yep. Then he had one on the door of his truck too. He had something. I couldn't read that one real well because I couldn't
Yeah.
get the picture big enough to read it.
I'm sure it was the same decal or something similar.
I think it was, but could
The
you
one
see
on the
him
half
going down
track.
Main Street now in that half track?
Yes. That's Keith the Bee Man. I can hear him yelling right now.
He's got a nice looking dog too.
oh, what do you say? 5 to 6 years old. He seems a little long in the tooth. I thought from that one picture your wife posted, Keith. He seemed a little. He seems a little. But seems very happy and content right there on that lazy boy with you.
Yeah,
But I
he
don't think it's a
does.
puppy. He didn't. It didn't look like a puppy to me.
Oh, they're all puppies.
So I saw this tractor today. Speaking of Keith's half tracks, I saw this tractor with the tire spread wider than the lane on the road. So what are those?
Whoa.
How many feet's a lane? Is it 12
11
feet?
feet. 11 feet.
11 feet? He was running outside the lines. He was so high up and so wide, you could have run a car through him.
Did he
But
have
what kind of
duals on
track?
it? Were they duals?
What do you mean?
Two
Like,
sets of tires on one
no,
side.
no,
Okay.
single
Single.
tires. What did he use that for? Like, what is that used for?
It
I've never seen
depends.
a tractor that high and that wide.
What color? What kind of tractor was it, or
What
was
is
it?
it? It was a farm tractor. I mean, it was.
Oh yeah.
I mean, well,
What color?
I don't know.
What color was it?
Green.
A light green or a dark green and orange wheels?
I don't know. I'd be making stuff up now if I said he was
Okay.
green. I was trying not to go through him. So he could have been. I have farms. We have quite a bit of farmland around me, and
He could have been
could have
doing some
just been.
spring tillage.
He could have just been transporting it through my area here,
Yeah.
up
Right.
up to where it's
Yeah.
really farmy. But there was nothing
There's no-
attached. I mean,
Yeah. Those big tractors like that, they use them for pulling heavy grain carts and doing tillage and plant, big planters and big tillage.
well, the tires were thin. It seemed like it was designed to go over. Like, why was he so high? I mean, I could have drove my car in between his tires.
Well, you've got a little
I just
car.
no, I got a Nissan Murano.
Yeah, it could have been a spray rig. He's Brian's right. It could
Yeah,
have been a
Mike
spray
might be
rig.
right.
Yep. Yep.
So he's pretty tall to get
Yellow
over the
wheels were
crops.
orange. They were black. I don't know. I didn't
It
look
could have been.
sideways on him.
It could have been a
Like
spray rig.
he was coming at me,
Yeah,
and then
because
I passed him, and then I looked, but I didn't see sideways. I couldn't tell if it was yellow or orange wheels.
okay. Yeah, the bigger tractors they use them for tillage and planting and pulling heavy grain carts, and then there's spray rigs that are real tall, skinny tires on them.
Oh, what's
Look at
Mark
what
doing here? Let's look at Mark.
Mark. That's a
Oh,
that's a
That's
heavy
a
duty
hefty bottom board
bottom
right there,
board.
buddy. Wow.
Purdy. Purdy. He's on mute, but I wonder how he ties that down, or if he doesn't. I guess maybe he doesn't have to.
That looked like one that he could put fork trucks underneath it and pick it up.
Yeah, I can take the forks
Yeah.
on my tractor and move each individual hive that way.
That's
Yeah.
exactly what I thought, Mark, when I saw that.
Yeah. Makes it a little easier for an old man.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Basically, it looked like it was a pallet underneath it.
Yeah, it
Put
did.
you a fence steeple on the side of them 2x4s, and all you gotta do is run your strap through that steeple, go around, cinch it down, move it in where you want
Done.
to. You ain't gotta pick it up and run the strap underneath it or none of that.
Yep.
That way you can move individual hives. You can dolly them if you want to dolly them around.
Yep.
It just makes it a little better. A lot of work.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I think I get 15 out of one sheet of plywood, something like that. Because I'm just making the inside. This
That's
is the
10 frame,
size of
right?
the. This is the size of the inside of a box, right?
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
And this is just 1x, but it's flush here, so water will just run off.
So the box
Instead of-
sits down inside of that
No,
framework.
it sits on top of it.
On top of it.
So
Okay.
you got the gap right here.
Yeah.
See,
Mm-hmm.
you just got a 1x for your landing board.
Right.
Okay.
Save on your plywood a little bit.
Yeah.
It works. They're heavy.
Oh,
But
I bet they are.
Yeah.
They'll last a long time.
Yeah.
Your foundation is everything. You know, you got all that honey on there. It's a lot of weight. So,
Yeah, it is.
Hopefully 100 pounds of honey.
yeah. Sometimes I make that. Sometimes I.
That's my goal, Mark, but I think only one or two make it that far. The rest of them are 50 and 60. Some of them are 100.
Right.
Here's a new name. Here's a new name. Hi, Bruce.
Bruce Brown.
Hey,
Bruce
Bruce.
Brown. Hey,
Yeah, we
Bruce,
start-
where are you from?
We started talking about farming, and all the farmers came out of the woodwork.
Where are you from, Bruce? What side of the country do you hail from?
Yeah. Do you remember? Was the cab up front? Nancy?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was?
Yeah,
That
he
was
was
a spray rig.
He was sitting towards the front. Now they spray the field next to me, and he's running the sprayer when the corn is just barely, just planted or just barely. So they don't need the height, but those booms
Right.
are. They seem like they're 40 feet each, but I don't know what they are. I just watch them. But this guy could run over corn. That was correct. I did see that here somewhere where someone said about that was tall enough to run over full-grown corn.
Yeah, that would be if he's spraying and the corn's up, it's not up yet. So they really haven't even planted yet. So he was probably doing a burn down.
Yeah.
It was new. It was pretty.
Oh
I
yeah,
think it was. I think it was being transported. I think
they
it was
keep
new.
clean.
Someone. Mm-hmm.
Somebody was getting their Christmas present.
Yeah, they were. That's an
Northwest.
awful expensive Christmas present.
No
They-
doubt.
Bruce Brown is from far northwest Ohio, and he's been on
Okay.
most of the chats.
Oh, I
Okay.
didn't. I don't recognize the name, Bruce. Sorry. And Tom. Is he your neighbor?
No, I'm
Oh no,
Southwest.
Northwest. Yeah, yeah. Gotcha. Gotcha.
He's straight up from me, probably 3 hour drive.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's a neighbor.
He's a neighbor. We're neighbors. We live
Yeah.
in the same state.
Same state. Your neighbors.
I'm Southwest and he's Northwest. I'm far Southwest, just like he's far Northwest. 6.5 miles from Indiana. He's probably about the same.
I'm gonna sit down and take a load off.
Hey, there you go, Mark.
Yeah, take a break. We did. I went in this morning, was going to go to work, and called the warehouse where I had to go, and they didn't work today, so I stayed home.
I don't blame you.
How many of those bottom boards you plan to make?
I got material to make 8 right now, and then I got to make another material run.
Okay.
Yeah, I plan on making about 30.
Okay. You
Uh,
replacing what you got or expanding?
I'm replacing Tom mostly.
Yeah.
That old junk is about had it. It's
Right.
when it gets time to rotate boxes, I'm hoping to have some of these ready to put down.
Well, that's one reason why I'm building these new bottom boards and I'm going to warm way because I had to replace half my boards anyway because
Right.
they're just worn out.
Yep.
So I
Yeah,
said,
it don't
well, I'm going
take
to switch
long.
it around.
Yeah. Just trying to get everything where it's good and level and stout.
There you go.
Oh, hey, Bob. I didn't see you come in either. I'm making tea.
I think you just did.
Yeah, you just popped in.
Yeah. Yeah.
You probably saw that the stream teams are recording. There might be a recording. It should
Oh,
be
yeah. I
on by
wonder
now.
if people
Let
will
me
come in. Yeah. I wonder if people will come over when they find out.
let's find out.
How many you got in there now?
43.
Well, they haven't started yet.
It's 8 o'clock.
Well, I got it up. They
Oh.
haven't started yet. Oh well.
Hmm.
I'll watch it tomorrow at work at lunchtime or
There you
something.
go. Make it look like you're busy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw
There you
Bob
go.
had a little. I saw Bob had a little live this afternoon. I popped on for 2 seconds, but couldn't stay.
Yeah, I was on most of it. I don't know how long he stayed. I had to get back to work.
There's nobody waiting for him.
Well, that recording is next week.
Mm.
I got a question, y'all. Y'all know anything about paint?
Oops,
A
paint.
little bit.
These HDO lids. Will paint
Now,
stick to
now,
the
Stu.
inside of that?
You don't have. Oh, I didn't paint mine. I didn't paint
My
You have to paint
my boards from Bob.
my
you got to
ideal
paint the
is
edges.
well they're painted. My ideal
Okay.
is to paint this with chalkboard paint and then lay me
Why?
an inner cover down where they can't get to it, and I can do my notes on the inside.
Oh yeah,
Chalk.
Oh.
that's a good idea, Mark.
Yeah, it
But
is.
I don't know. I
Oh.
don't know if it'll stick to this or not. But that's my ideal.
What is that? Is it plywood?
It's HDO plywood.
If
Yeah,
it's
Yeah.
plywood, it should stick.
but
Take a little piece of it and try it.
it's got like a coating on it. I don't know if it'll work or not.
Yeah.
I know it'll work on regular plywood. I don't know if it'll work on this. Just
Yeah, I
DC
looked at
needs to
those,
rough
Mark.
it
I
up a
know
little bit.
exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, Brian
I
C
almost
said
bought
chalk
some.
paint will stick to anything, and DC said if you rough up the surface, it'll stick to it.
Okay, yeah, that might be a good idea. Take a sander and just
point.
rough it up a little bit with some
Yeah.
rough sandpaper,
Yep.
Yep.
and then
Mm-hmm.
paint my chalk paint on there, and then take like a feed sack and put in between like an inner cover, and then they can't get to this to propolize it.
Right.
So I got my notes right there on the inside. They won't go nowhere. Now,
Yeah.
it ain't like walking through the apiary and reading the top of your boards, but
Mm-hmm.
my inner, I can do a little thorough more notage on the inside, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Without it,
Mm-hmm.
without the sun fading it away.
Yeah. You just have to keep a piece of chalk in your pocket.
Right, right. And that ain't no problem.
Yep. Just don't
Got
forget
pocket-
to take
you
it
got
out when
plenty
you
of
wash your
pocket.
jacket.
Yeah, yeah. School of hard knocks, y'all. School of hard knocks.
So one thing I noticed is that green Sharpie will fade in about 2 months, 3 months, which by then I don't need that note anymore. But a black Sharpie stays for a year, like the duration of
Yep.
a season.
Yep.
Yeah,
So,
Yeah.
but a green Sharpie will fade quickly. So if it's something you don't really want to worry too much about for too long, a green Sharpie works just good. But yeah, I like the
Robert?
inside. I like the inside notes. That's pretty cool.
I'm gonna try it and see what happens. I don't know that it'll work for sure, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I use a black Sharpie on the lid on the outside. So that way, if they come in and do an inspection, or I have to call the state apiarist, all the notes for the year are there, and he can see them, and I don't have to dig them out and hand them to him.
Right.
Right.
It's not gonna be like having them on the outer part where I can just walk through the yard and read each one. But you
Yeah.
know, if I
Yeah.
want to get deeper into the notes, I can do that. You know.
Yeah, because you're a queen breeder, right, Mark? So you have
Well, I
notes that
try,
I would
Nancy.
you'd have notes that I wouldn't have or wouldn't think to
Right,
have. You're gonna be probably a little more,
Right.
you know,
right. Yeah. F1, F2, what she's out of, what
Yep.
number, blah blah
Yep.
blah blah
Yep.
blah blah blah, and it could
Yep.
go
Lot
on.
number.
When
Yeah.
she was
that's
grafted, all that
Yep.
mess.
Yep. Each cup's got a number.
Yep.
You know. So try to keep up with a lot of that. Some of it I don't, but it helps in the long haul.
Magnolia.
Right.
Hey,
Andy?
Andy. Yeah. See he's talking about the black pencil, wax pencil. When you're done with the year with the Sharpie, you just take a hand sanitizer wipe and wipe the board, except for your very last note, and then you start over again.
Right.
Hmm.
That would be your outside notes.
Your outside notes, yeah.
Your quickie notes is what
Your
I
quickie
call 'em.
notes, your
Yeah.
coded
Mhm.
notes.
Yeah. Yeah. That's right.
I was using a paint marker, a queen marking pen last year on my commercial hives where I have down at Big Pharma because I kind of have to report. I don't really, but they like it. They like it when they see pictures, I write a little bit more on those, and I just use the marking pen because till 5 years goes around, that pen's not going to be worth anything anyway.
Yep.
I have notebooks and I sometimes write on the lid. All depends. But I usually only have two big notes. When I grafted her, what breed she is, and then in the fall time I'll grade her on honey and mites and aggressiveness. And that's
Yeah,
about it.
mites. I'll record mites a little bit.
And if I sold her, then I'll put down sold new queen, June or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Then that one I won't get graded so much, except for mites. I'm trying to become more and more of not treating for mites, getting queens that can handle it.
That's the
Hmm.
goal. That's the goal. Save us
Yeah.
work
Yeah,
and
that's my
time and
goal.
help the bees at the same time, right?
Yep. Exactly.
That's why I set 3 swarm traps at my brother's farm because he's got Amish all around him,
Mhm.
and they
Yeah.
don't treat. So I know they've already done it.
Do you have to inspect your hives, Tom?
Yeah, since I sell queens and bees, yeah, I have an inspector come every year.
Yeah, that's the worst part of not treating is having to pass that inspection with some bad larvae every now and then.
Well, I pass. Yeah, I do my own little treatment that I've talked about before, and then just acrylic acid. I
Right.
don't use any formic formic pro or Aprigard,
Yeah.
Apivar. I don't use any chemicals except for
I like
acrylic
I
acid
like to
paper.
clean them up, before winter. I like to go ahead and clean them up and then do my test when my honey supers come off.
Well, that's when
Test
I
them
hit them the
then. Of
hardest.
course, then you're also breeding for a little bit of longevity there too, because them queens have done put some age on by the time you graft from them. You know,
Right,
so
Yep.
right.
They have. If
Well,
you don't keep up with them, it'll come back to bite you, won't it, Mark?
yeah,
You
you're
keep,
like you're treading upstream without a paddle, basically, because you're having to keep that old queen all winter before you can graft, and then they may ball her up right about the time you get ready to graft.
yeah,
yes. That's why I got 2 hives that I got. I got my A hive, my B hive, just in case.
Yeah,
I already know what 2 hive or what hive I want to graft from, and if I can't graft from that one, I know what my second one is.
yeah,
yeah. I try to keep a good dozen or so that I'm gonna graft from. Um,
Yeah,
and after we'll see how they come through the winter. That'll be the one.
right,
You know,
yeah, yeah. We got 3 new
right.
breeders on the way,
three
so
of them.
3
Where
of
where
them.
you getting them out of, Bill?
Getting them out of Ohio. Dr. Latshaw is strained, but they're Caucasians.
Oh, okay. Uh, Caucasians are good ones.
Yeah,
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 the 2 I want to graft from this year are Caucasian/Carnies, but they're more Caucasian. At least I think they are because they profilized the most of my 5 I bought last year.
right. What's he inseminating for, Bill? Is he just trying to get a straight line or uh
he that's part of it, but he's trying to get temperament, overwintering, laying, and VHS. Is what
yeah,
that's what we try to get as
right,
well, and that's kind of his main push, or those big 4, and then he's trying to work in some more genetics for VHS tendencies, because right now his queens are about 65% on their VHS, and he'd like them to be 75 to 80, which would be great if he could get them that way. But last time we talked to him, it's going to be a while before
yeah.
he can get that.
Is he artificially inseminating them?
Yes, he is.
So he's concentrating that heavy.
Yep.
Yeah, it won't be long.
So Charlie's
As
not
long as
coming
he,
in tonight. He's not feeling well. So
as long as
I'll
he
be,
can control the drone population.
yeah, well, he is doing that too. He's
Well, if you get them and you start seeing uncapping, recapping, and you feel like you've got a real high VSH,
I'll
raise me some virgins off of there, and I'll swap with you.
okay. I can do that.
Well, we'll just send them priority mail. It may take 3 or 4 days, but we both know what we are looking for, in the
Yeah,
mail.
exactly.
Right.
And I'll give you a heads up a couple days before I send them, so you can be watching.
Yeah, probably gonna be a while for you really. You gotta make sure their brood hatches out and they're doing their
Yep.
thing, right?
Yep.
So,
And because we'll get them, we ordered 5, and they'll ship 7. So because they're coming overnight air, and when they
yeah,
come air, they want to make sure that we get our 5.
yeah,
So
that's
and we do the same thing, and we'll put them in a hive for a couple of weeks and make sure the laying pattern's right, make sure they're not damaged or not sick, and that they, recovered and calmed down from the trip. So
right. Put them in under this.
yep, that's what
Them
we do.
breeders, you want to make sure they get accepted.
Yep,
That's
Right.
the only way I do it.
yep.
I was getting some chores done, some of my night chores. Did you say something about Charlie? I was gonna
Yeah,
text him, but then I thought,
he's not coming in. He's not feeling well.
all right,
He said, I'm not feeling good. I just don't feel like talking.
yeah, all right, good enough, good enough.
So,
I was gonna text him, just miss you or something goofy
yeah.
to let him know we missed him, but okay, good
Yeah, I
enough.
texted him earlier. So,
He needs a break.
yeah, he does. And then I'll talk to him about Friday night too. So, see what he's going to do, see if he feels
He's
like
been
it.
carrying all of us for a long time.
Yes, he has. And I'm grateful for him doing it. And,
Mm-hmm. For sure.
yeah.
Well, what about it? Charlie's been steady as a rock as far as coming on here on time every week, just
Yeah.
like clockwork.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
With this
tough.
popcorn.
Yeah,
Yeah. With this popcorn, got to remember the popcorn.
yeah, that's tough. You've got to set yourself schedule up to where you can do that every week.
Yeah, you
Of course,
do.
y'all know, you understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bill, you're coming in pretty good too. You're but 6 months. I don't think you've missed
I've
at
missed
all.
I've missed a couple of the weeks there in the beginning because of technical issues, but once I got those squared
Yeah.
away and straightened out, it's been on a regular basis.
Yeah,
See
Charlie's
how it
going
is in a month
He's,
from now, right? When
Huh?
you're really busy. See how it is in a month from now when you really get busy.
I have a feeling this chat will be in the apiary like Nancy's will be in the apiary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, Charlie's was 2 years. He's been running regular, and the only time he missed, I think the only time he missed was when he was down at the expo. So
Right.
he's still with us, but was 2 years in January, if I'm
Yeah.
thinking right. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Yeah, he
DC,
did.
I want to respond to DC here. Now, our queens, we are still at $40 a queen. And if you buy several, a box of queens from us, we'll ship them, and I'll eat half the shipping cost on it for overnight. So we try to hold our prices down some, and the genetics
Mhm.
are important to us, and that's why we're holding our prices down. So, and now if you go across the mountain range into the eastern side of Virginia, across the Blue Ridge Mountains for me, you are going to expect to pay $60, $65 a queen, at least. And DC's right. Prices need to be looked at. If you want to get genetics, you know, and you want to sell your queens, you got to keep your prices down because I can see bee prices going crazy. I can see that happening.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
yeah, DC, if you've ever priced AI tools and the AI setups, you know, the
Mhm.
smallest setup that I looked at, it was $5,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, them
Mhm.
Caucasians out of Shabu over here, you know, tornado hit him, so there ain't none.
Yeah, that's right.
I
Oh,
heard
that's right.
Albie was uh, selling some virgins out of them for $200.
Yeah, and these Caucasians that I'm selling are out of the old soul strain.
Yeah.
So, and everything we've gotten in the Latshaw from the Latshaws, they've been productive queens. They are highly productive queens.
Oh, they are. Yeah, there's no doubt.
So, you know, you just got to you got to stick with what you know. You got to stick with what you like.
Mhm.
And you know, yeah, I sell onesie twosies. I'll sell a box of queens out of the store every now and then, but we ship a lot of queens too. So I had 283 queens go through the store last year. So
I sold 85 mated queens. That was basically the local people around here.
yeah,
And virgins, I'm gonna say I probably did somewhere around 500. Just guessing now. I don't know. It may have been more than that. Sales was probably around that. Probably a little more than 500. Probably more like 700 or 800 on sales. So that kept
Hmm.
me pretty busy. Just a one man band.
yeah. Well, I'm thankful I've got somebody that's doing it, and you know, I go up there and help him when I can. And but me with the store, it's a one man band like you.
Yeah.
I'm I start hopping here anytime, and you know I
Yeah.
don't get any breaks.
I don't know if I can keep doing it, be honest with you.
Well, sometimes you like me, I had to break down and hire an accountant and hire some part time help for the store just so I would have time to go get material. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Well, I had a helper last year, and that did help because he learned how to babysit the virgins, take care of them for me, and he could drop them in the mail. You know, just things like that really help because I'm off on the truck. You know, I've got to leave
Yeah,
out Sunday. They got to go in the mail Monday.
yeah,
Somebody's got to
Mhm.
babysit them for me. You know,
yeah. And
so
somebody's got to cage them. Somebody's got to put them in the box, put the
we
food in there for the attendants and everything
he
else.
he come on Sunday, and as they hatch, we load up attendance on them. You know, run out there for an hour picking attendance. Come back in, grab some more that hatched out, run back out there and do it again. You
Yep.
know.
So Dennis says the stream team is live.
Yeah.
Oh, just talk about the sky's fall is not fall. Okay. But keep us surprised.
Yeah.
I wish there was somebody like that, Mark. I don't do anything with queens myself, but I wish I could pick up a little part time with someone like that up here near me, but I don't know. I'd love to do that.
Yeah.
Help out, you know.
Yeah. Dennis Barney asked me what's a minimum we'll ship. It's 3 is a minimum we'll ship.
Have you ever tried to ship sales, Bill?
Have I tried to what?
Ship sales. Ship sales. Queen
Cells,
sales.
queen cells.
Oh no, I don't. We don't ship cells.
You never tried it?
Nope, never tried it. We, you know, our cells take, we put them in mating nukes about 3 days before they hatch, and we let them hatch out and get mated. We kind of
My
made
goal
that.
this year is to try a few. I'm
Yeah,
gonna send some to Tom out there in California,
yeah.
but I'm gonna do it like this. I'm gonna put some queens in here
Hold on.
and some cells in here. Okay, I'll put some
Yeah.
queens in here, and then I'm gonna place some cells in the middle and dump bees in here, and then have feed and water. Okay,
Uh-huh.
and hopefully them bees will keep them cells warm enough with they'll last overnight shipping. I'm gonna have to figure out a way to put some styrofoam or something to hold them down. But I think with them queens in between them, with the bees in the box, it might work pretty good. I don't know.
I don't
We'll
know.
see.
I would kind of be afraid to do it, but
We're just
because
gonna
that box
try it.
turns over, those cells might be done.
True. But if I could figure out a piece of foam to put in
You
between
could
here,
well, even then, if you did it in a regular queen shipping box, it's gonna. I mean, even if they take that box and flip it upside down, those cells are turned over.
yeah, but they're gonna be
At day 13, Bill, it won't make any
13
Yeah,
difference.
days
day
old.
13, it's not that big a deal,
Yeah.
but
The only thing about 13 days old is the vibration,
yeah,
and turning them over is not gonna hurt them. I don't think, because you can throw them. I know guys that throws them in buckets.
yeah,
No big deal.
yeah,
But I think it's the vibration that would have a lot to do with messing their wings up, that up and down motion. You know,
yeah,
Oh, uh-huh.
yeah.
I
Uh-huh.
But
think
I mean,
that
it's worth a try, Mark.
I'm
You
gonna
know,
try it and see what
you
happens.
never know.
Yeah, I'm
I
gonna
would
send
put
them to
them in.
Tom, and then
I would,
have him when he gets them to hatch them out and see how many lives.
yeah, I would put them in a curler. Put
Yeah.
the cells in a curler, just in
Roller
case
cage.
they get hung up
Yeah.
somewhere and they don't make it there on time, and they hatch out while they're en route.
That's possible. I've got plenty of them.
I mean, I would try it with 1 or 2 cells first,
Yeah.
and just
Well, I'm gonna
put
put
it.
a handful in there.
Yeah,
Just see if they'll go, because we're gonna swap some queens anyway.
yeah,
So you talking about something like that, right?
exactly.
Yeah, roller cage.
Yeah,
Okay.
roller cages.
Hey,
Yeah.
Danette. Jack and Danae. Nice to have you.
See.
Yep,
Mm-hmm.
That's,
exactly. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
yeah. The only thing about placing them down in there, they're gonna twist and roll and turn. You'd have to definitely put some foam over the top of them, keep them
Yeah,
from
you'd have
moving.
to secure them down somehow.
Yeah. I think it can be done though.
I think it could be done. Where there's a will, there's a way. You know that.
Mhm.
Thank you.
It's gonna be an experiment. I'll let you know
There
how
you
it
go.
goes.
Yeah, let me know how it goes. Because if it works out, I mean, I could send you some cells.
Why you got me all big?
Oh, because you were
You
show
got-
and tell.
Oh,
You
is
were
that what
you
it
playing show and tell.
Yeah.
Think it's
You're
Gucci.
showing your orange box.
Yeah.
is? Showing how pretty I am. See?
Yeah, we ship in those in a postal box.
Yeah, that's what we were thinking.
That's what we ship in is a postal box with a screen in it.
uh-huh.
And we'll put the easy beasy cages down in it and put food and water in there and fill it full of attendants, and off it goes.
Yeah. That's how I do it. But I like them battery boxes. Yeah, they
Yeah,
work great.
they do.
Mhm.
Yeah. Especially if you're going to the
Hey, Mark, you might
apiary.
want to have to drill a couple small vent holes in it. They might, for
There's
air
already
getting
been
too
holes in
tight.
it. There's already
Does
vent
it?
holes in it. Yeah, there's vent holes in that box
Oh yeah,
on the bottom and on the top.
it's full of
On the
it.
bottom.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's got vent holes all over it.
Oh yeah, on the
Yeah.
side there.
Yeah, see 'em?
Yeah,
And then there's some on the bottom too, I believe. Yep, right there.
yeah. So you're covered.
Yeah,
yeah,
there's plenty of vent holes.
yep. They're nice.
So is that what you call a battery box? I never heard of a battery box before.
That's what them are
I mean,
called,
it makes
Nancy.
sense, but
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
just I heard you mention a battery box before, and I kind of thought,
You
what
you
it was,
brushed
but
it
I
off. You
never.
didn't know what it was, did you?
yeah.
That's
Mm-mm.
what it is. Um, what else do you don't know?
There's Matt.
Yeah, Matt's been listening.
Yeah, he's been in here a
Post,
while.
Wonder
little
what he's
post here
working
and
on.
there.
It's
I
fun
can
to
tell
watch
you.
these young guys, these
He's
new,
probably making
not
more
young,
fondant.
not young in age years, but young in beekeeping age. To see them doing all this work during winter, it's fun to see it,
Yeah,
because we've been there.
Right.
but we still do it. We
Yeah.
Yeah,
still
I
do the
kind of.
work.
I one year I remember I painted and put together 33 supers in my back living room. But I don't need any. I mean, I'm at that stage where, I'm going into 8 years, so everything's holding up, and I don't want any more woodenware. I can make do with what I got, but nothing's rotting yet. Like, I'm kind of in that time, I guess, where
You're in the relaxed state.
yeah.
Yeah,
Last year I didn't do anything in
That's
the winter. I don't
fun
need any
time.
frames.
Yeah.
I've got a damp box on one of my hives, and I date stamp all of my boxes, my wood, and I
Mhm.
looked at it, and the box is 18 years old, and it's starting to do that at the bottom.
Yeah.
Just
It's
starting.
I
Yeah,
got one up here. I'll show you.
it's let's put it this way: all the nails on the bottom they've pulled out, and the box is separated on the bottom.
Mhm.
So I've got corner entrances on the bottom box now.
This one here's old right here. Look at this one. This is real
Oh,
old.
hold on. Let
Blow,
me get you.
Oh
blow it
yeah,
up.
that is old.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. That's a flower bed box for me.
Yeah.
That goes
yeah,
in
Look,
the
it's
flower
it's
bed.
even got the old 8-frame spacers in it.
yep,
It's even
yep,
got
Yeah,
wax
yeah.
moth eggs
yep,
and everything else in it. It's
yep,
old. It's still wrinkly.
yep.
I turned those into my shims.
Yeah,
Get
that's a
two
Kenwood
shims
box
out of
right
it.
there.
Yeah.
That's what
I'll tell
that
you
is.
what I'll do. I'll put bees in that in a minute. Don't bother me. I've seen them living a lot worse.
Yeah, Brian, we don't ship queens through the U.S. mail. We ship them UPS. Uh, and when we ship UPS queens, I hand them to the driver and I tell him, don't turn this box over, don't shake it up. I said, if this box comes open in your truck, I said, you will be coming out of your truck.
Yeah.
And he'll look in the box and he'll say, holy crap, what's in there? Bees. And they will sting you if they come out of there.
Yeah.
They're the stinging kind. That's
Yeah.
what someone said to me one time. They're not the stinging kind, are they? Mm.
Only
Yeah.
once.
Oh, yeah. They only sting you once.
They're
Yeah.
only
But
gonna
it
sting
depends
me
on how
once.
many's in that box.
I got stung 2 weeks ago when I was just fiddling around a little bit with them. I got stung. I'm thinking,
Ah,
geez.
so I made up a few of these the other day.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
Just
Yep.
oh, mm-hmm.
Yep.
Sugar bricks.
yeah. Just
Yep.
in case. Um,
Pancakes, yeah.
This last little cold front's gonna be the telltale
Yeah.
sign, I think,
Yeah, I think it is too.
because
Yeah, I
I've
do
got
too.
bees that are brooding up, and of course they
I'm
went
worried.
through quite a bit of honey doing that. You know, if
I am
they're
worried.
gonna protect that brood at all costs, but
Yeah, they are.
I don't know. It's gonna be telltale.
Yeah. I mean, so far this year, all of our breeder queens have done really well this winter. We haven't lost any yet,
Right.
knock on wood.
That's the way
So,
I am.
they're doing good. Like I said, we got that other 5 on the way, maybe 7, depends on if they all get here alive or not. And
I'm
we'll put them
worried more
in.
about them starving out, Bill.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. That's what I'm thinking. Because if they're
So
gonna stay on the brood, they're not gonna go up.
yeah,
Right.
the ones that are on the way haven't been
Isolation,
inseminated
starvation.
yet. So we know that
Hey,
they
Mark,
haven't been
you're gonna have
inseminated yet.
you're gonna
So
have to let me know how the cells ship.
I'll
yeah,
let you
I'd
know.
be
I'm gonna
interested.
experiment with it and see what happens.
I'd be
I've
in,
never done it, so I don't know.
yeah. If it works, I would be interested, like in July or late June, for at least a
yeah,
dozen of them,
exactly.
12 to 15 of them.
Yeah. Well, you need to buy a queen or two or a virgin or something in there so I can stick them in there and then put
Yeah.
bees in there with them too. See,
How much are your virgins?
uh, 30. If you
Okay,
get 10 or more, there's 20.
okay.
Okay.
So,
So a couple
it
virgins and some
gives you an
cells.
incentive to buy 10 of them, right, Bill?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
4 virgins and 10 cells. That'll work.
There you go.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
And I think
We'll
those
just,
curlers have got a thing on the bottom of them that'll fit down in that hole in that battery box that holds the easy beezy cages where you stick the cage down in it.
yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think that curler's got a bump on it. It'll go down in that hole.
No, it's got a
Is it
female.
is it flat on the end of it?
It's female.
Hi.
Yeah.
Hi,
All right.
handsome.
Hey, Mark, when you're
See,
in the truck, do you get up to the Cincinnati area or Louisville, Lexington
Yeah,
area?
it's female.
what was that, Tom?
When you're driving, do you get up north, Cincinnati or Louisville, Kentucky?
Very
Or
rarely, Tom. I run Arkansas, Missouri mostly anymore. Every
gotcha,
now and then I'll go up there and pick up a load of chicken or something, but not too often.
gotcha.
Now it
So
may
it's like
increase here before long. Who knows?
well, maybe I'll make a road trip down to your place. I think it's about 5.5 hours, 5 to 6 hours from
Yeah,
Cincinnati.
that ain't bad.
But I'm
You're in
retired. I'll be
Alabama, right,
retired,
Mark?
so
I think JB is coming down sometimes.
that's what
So
I'll do.
hook up with
I'll
him.
work it out with you, Mark. I'll drive down, meet you one of the days.
Yeah, we can
That's
do
Mm-hmm.
good
that.
for you.
Yeah.
Where are you
'Cause I
located
won't
now,
be work.
Mark?
I'm in Union City, Tennessee. I'm in the northwest corner,
Oh hell, you're
up on
not
the
that far
Kentucky
from me.
line.
You're not that far from me.
How far are you?
I'm in Woodstock. I'm like 4 hours from the Tennessee line,
Woodstock, Missouri.
Virginia.
Oh, Virginia.
I'm
You're
right
on
out.
across
You're
the.
right down 81.
No, 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 no. I'm on the
He's a,
northwest corner, not the
Oh,
northeast.
northwest. Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
you're way out there. That's 9, 10
right.
yeah.
hours for me.
I'm just a spit away from the Mississippi River.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
You're
I
like
still,
10 hours for
even I
me.
would have to go west a little bit
Yeah, you
to get
would.
to Mark.
Yep.
It'd
yeah,
be southwest,
Yeah.
like
All
going
right.
down to Memphis.
yeah. They're
Even
building a
more
new
west.
Interstate 69. They're building through here.
Oh,
Goes from
really?
Mexico to Detroit.
Yeah,
Goes up
Damn.
through Indianapolis. Oh,
I used to drive that up to Fort Wayne.
yep.
I'd take 74 to 9 up to 69 to the north side of Fort Wayne when I lived up
Go
there.
around the loop there for a little bit and then get back on. up through
Yep.
there.
There you go.
Been there
Yeah,
many a times, buddy.
I lived there for 3.5 years,
Yeah.
Fort Wayne.
I used to go
I
up there to
envision a
Walmart.
queen. I envision a vision of moving queens around the country by us, the beekeepers. I
Yeah,
just need
something.
to I just
It's
need to
going to
figure
take
out a logistics program, a
this
program that
DSH
logistics.
thing, in my opinion, is going to take a lot of smaller beekeepers trading bees and testing.
Hmm.
But you got to test
You do.
because I don't want to trade with
Right.
you if you don't know what you got.
Well,
Right?
see, we do 2 tests. We do the UBO and then we do Harbo
Right.
testing. So we know
So,
we know where our queens are.
right. That's the key.
Yep.
And I think eventually it's just going to take a bunch of us and we'll all be treatment free,
Yeah.
Right.
If we do this right, yeah.
my opinion. Well,
Yeah.
we got to tip the scale. The scale's been like this for 40 years. If we can just tip it
Yeah.
this much,
Yep.
Yeah,
we've done
exactly.
Yeah, I
good.
was gonna say, Mark, it's getting close.
Yeah.
You know, and
I
there's
would
more
be
people
Well,
now. What was it, Tom, when I started coming in here 3, 4 years ago talking about BSH, and hardly anybody was doing it. Now there's a lot of people doing it.
yeah, there are.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I mean, I would be happy if we could balance the scale where we could just treat once a year.
yeah, bring it down. Uh,
Yeah.
that way you ain't,
or just a silic acid vapor once a month or something like that,
you know,
or once every other month.
Yeah.
clean them up with vapor once a year
Yeah.
Once a
in the
year,
winter
yeah,
time.
That's what I mean. Just clean them
Be
up with,
done.
with
Yeah, you
vapor
wouldn't
in
have to
yeah, be
do much
July
done.
else.
or August. Clean
Right,
them up during the dearth,
Yeah,
and they're good for the rest of the year through the winter, and then back to July or August again.
yeah.
right,
I've only did 2 treatments this year. I did April guard, just 1 round of a guard. I didn't
Yeah.
do 2.
Yeah.
And then I waited and did 1 round oxalic vapor, and that's it.
right.
That's all I've
hmm,
done. So I've brought it down that much. You know, I was like Charlie, putting formic on, uh,
hmm,
vaporizing them 4 times in the
Yep.
winter. Come in the spring,
hmm.
put something on them. After honey, put something on them. You know,
Yep.
it's constant. I'm like, I've got
Yes.
it down to twice. So
Right.
You're doing something right, Mark.
yeah, it's just a matter of getting it built up in your yards where you got bees.
So, so that's my question, Mark. For someone like me, who I would just buy them, I'm not selling. I don't do, I don't do any of that. What would be your suggestion for, let's just say I have 20 hives. How do I do that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, how do I do that?
You just get the right queens, Nancy. It's all you got to do.
Yeah, it's all you get the right queens from the right person at the right time of the
Yeah,
year.
but do I get 20 queens? Like do I requeen everything across the yard? Do I do
Get
twice?
get
Like
one queen
like
and get get one queen and score her per year,
Yep.
or get you 5 and score them 5, and then your
Yeah,
okay.
highest scorer you start raising queens from her that next year.
Yep.
Ah,
But when you
okay.
get your queen, make sure she's an F1.
Right.
and
So
then do
You
another
want the
5
you
the
want the
next year and
most
do the same
concentration
thing.
in her that you can possibly get, and that's AI
Yes.
basically.
Yep.
so
So
that's what some of us, I mean, I don't do any grafting, I don't do any queen rearing or anything like that, but for me, I'm like, okay, how do we get started? But there you go.
that's
Okay.
it.
Score
Yeah,
your F1, 5 a year, and breed from those that score low over and over. Yeah, okay. I get
if
it.
they
But
if they
but,
you
but
want a
5 is
4 on the
nice.
Harbo test, and of course you have to learn the Harbo test, but it's not
Yeah.
hard. Not hard. Anybody
No,
No,
good?
I got a really good queen breeder up near me. He taught me beekeeping, just straight up beekeeping for years. I mean, I think he's all but a genius in many ways, but he does Harbo, and he actually submitted some of his numbers to Wagoneer, and she couldn't believe it. She couldn't believe what he's getting out of that. So I mean, I have a local guy who is doing the right thing very well. So, and he would give me queens, virgins. Sorry, he'd give me virgins, but
well, see, you got to be careful with the virgins too, because when they go out to mate, you don't know what they're mating for.
well, they're
With.
mating with me. They're mating with mine. Pretty
You
sure.
sure?
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And we'll talk about why I think I'm confident with that, but yeah.
You've got good bees, so there ain't nothing wrong with that.
If
Nothing
you've
wrong
got
with
good
that.
bees,
do.
you're good.
Yeah.
I do
So-
have very good bees, but
So Gary, we haven't sold cells yet because we don't ship the cells. Mark said he's going to do this experiment. If it works for him, we may start doing that. But I want Mark to do his experiment first. He's going to be the guinea pig.
Yeah.
And if it works for Mark, it'll work for us.
I'm gonna
So
send it
then-
from me to California to Todd. So it's got to go on an airplane to get there.
Yeah. But, I've always bought and sold mated queens. We've never sold virgins. We've never sold cells. So this is something new for us to try to do. So, because so much can go wrong with that cell. If you ship it, the box falls over and something happens and it cracks that cell open, that queen's done. So,
Yep.
it's
I'm
just
being
something we
summons.
have.
I'm fixing to have to go. I'm being.
All right. Well, Mark, it's been nice talking to you.
oh,
Uh,
that was quick.
Well,
So
I
Gary
know I
must be
think I
close
got
to
pretty,
me.
I got some pretty good genetics. I do my moisture temperature treatment after I pull honey, and then I do acrylic acid vapor December, January, and February. And so far, it's worked. It seems to be okay. But I just started doing that last 2 years. So not too bad on treatment.
Yeah, the only reason I was with the virgins is because he'll give them to me. They're free,
Yep.
and he drives past my
Yeah.
house every day to go to work. His name's Ed Sharp. But yeah, I mean that would be a way of, and I really want to start focusing on some of that now. I think I'm ready. I know how to keep bees alive. I know how to grow my apiary.
Mm-hmm.
I'm licensed to sell, and I'm kind of looking maybe for that next step, and to reduce. My next step is to reduce treatments and reduce feeding.
Yep.
I need bees that are gonna store. I can't keep them alive at this rate forever. Like I'd like to get the ones that will hoard food. So
I'm doing
that's where I'm
treating
gonna
right now. Food would be second.
Yeah. Well, if
Yeah,
you want
but those
bees
two
that are going to keep
directions.
food, you might want to look at some Russians
Yeah,
because
They-
Russians will
they
hoard.
brood the smallest.
Yeah.
They overwinter the smallest, I should say.
Yeah.
Hornies are close to that too.
They're close, but the Russians are a lot better at it, I think.
Right.
Well, this is the first year that I'm allowing some of them to weed themselves out. Like this is my first year that I'm letting some of them go. I'm not babying them all through, you know. So
Like,
so I'm starting, and I did talk. Oh, there's Mark. Oh shit, hold on, there he is.
My my wife, the last time I talked to her, I told her I was gonna go feed the horses.
Oh Lord.
And
Oops.
I come in here in the shop and spent an hour and a half, I guess. So she
Oops.
called me to see if the horses kicked me.
Oops.
She didn't know where I went.
Mm.
So
Did you
anyway,
feed the
that's what
horses?
yeah, I got all that done. Put some bedding down for them, you know. Uh, oh Lord, she thought something happened to me.
how many horses do you
Hey, at
have,
least she
Mark?
checked on you, right?
I got two. Yeah, at least she's checking
Okay.
on me. She loves me. Somebody loves me. I got
Yeah.
two half horses, Tom.
Okay.
They're half
My
horses.
neighbor, my neighbor below me has two. Well, they had two horses. I think one died this past fall.
How do you
Yeah.
get two half horses?
Yeah, what's the other half?
They're Shetland ponies. They only
Oh,
half
they're
the size of the
ponies.
regular.
Okay,
They're
that
half
makes
the
sense
size of a
now.
horse. They're half horses.
I knew where he meant.
Yeah, they are half a horse.
I
Yeah.
did too. I
Yep.
kind of did
Half
too, but
horse.
I'm not gonna miss an
Yeah.
opportunity to be funny.
You got half horsepower and you got horsepower.
Lord, if I come on here very much longer, the paparazzi's gonna come after me, y'all. I can't have that.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have a lot of fun on here, though.
That's good. Gotta have fun. Gotta laugh.
Yeah. Yeah. My wife makes fun of us. She's like, y'all all a bunch of bee nerds. Yeah,
Yeah.
we are.
Yeah, my husband does. He'll start mimicking, like, he'll start saying stuff about how we talk, and it's just sounds so funny. You'd think he knows what he's talking about, but he mixes it all up. It's like, yeah, I
Yeah.
got an 8 frame, I put it in a 5 frame, and then I did a 10 frame. Like he mixes it all up, doesn't make any sense, but he's using the right terms, and it's funny. It's
Yeah.
funny. Took my bottom board and I put it on the top, and then I took the top and put it on the bottom. He's been listening for years. I mean, I've been on these things for over 5 years. Well, it'll be 5 years in April. So he's been listening in the background for 5 years. So
Yeah.
Hmm.
He probably knows a
Yeah.
lot about it, too.
Yeah, he could
yeah,
probably be a beekeeper right now.
Yeah.
yeah.
A good
There's
one.
no he went down the first like year or two and helped me lift heavy stuff, and then I figured out how to manage without having to do that. But he doesn't really. He does notice swarms. Like he'll be like, "Hey, you got a swarm," or he'll notice things that are really off. Like one time he's walking down through. It's all pretty down there, and walk the paths and stuff. And he kept saying, "There's something wrong with that hive. There's something wrong with that hive." And I kept looking at it, couldn't figure it out. Well, here there was screen in the entrance. I had left screening, like window screen from
Yeah.
whatever, and it was to the point where it was caused, it was a mess, and he was right. So he does know a little bit.
See, he saved the bees.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
he did.
did.
I was going to lose him. I was going to
Right.
lose that hive because I had him trapped in there. Yep.
I did that with them little dial things and forgot to turn the dial back.
Oh
Come back.
yeah.
I come back a week later and they was mad at me, buddy. They've been in there all week.
Turn that knob and they come flying out, I bet.
When I doubted it wasn't. Yeah, it was like a water hose of bees coming out.
They had to go.
You're apologizing all up and down to him, aren't you?
Yeah.
Oops, sorry.
Yeah.
Oops, sorry.
Oops.
Sorry.
You sound like you
Yeah,
talk to your
that's
bees just like I do, Mark.
Yeah, I talked to them there. To me, it's a spiritual thing. People say what they want to say, but it is. Uh,
Oh yeah.
the old timers talk to their bees. I pray
Yeah.
over my bees just like I do my
Yep.
garden.
Yeah.
That's the way I
yeah.
was taught, you know. It's all I know is what I was taught.
Yeah.
I got a chair out by my bees, and every morning when it's decent weather out, I'll take my yogurt and my tea and sit out there and eat my yogurt, drink my tea, and watch the bees
Yeah.
Soy
Yeah, that's
hombre. What
peaceful.
is this?
before it gets hot out. 8
Right.
o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning.
It's Spanish. Phil's
Mhm.
speaking Spanish on us.
Yeah, yes.
Can you even say that?
I can't.
I
So
think
we
there's a little
done.
spell. I think there might be a little spelling error there, but I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna say nothing. Predator. Predator.
Okay, so I got a question, y'all. Trying to learn
Mm-hmm.
something. I went in there to order some plastic containers, 1 pound classic with flip
Mhm.
lid. Okay. All right. So I'm swapping over from bottles to plastic, basically, is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Now, only thing about buying bulk in them is now I'm not going to have boxes to transport them in. What
That's right.
size
Mm.
box do I need to buy in order to get 12 in each box? How does anybody know
Two.
that answer?
I've got some 1 pound boxes. They're 12 count, 1 pound classic jars. The plastic bottles are almost same size. So Friday night, I'll give you the measurements.
Right. That's all I need is I
Yep.
need to find a box that size, basically, that'll
Yep.
work.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'll have those measurements for you Friday night.
okay.
So I do 1.5 pound plastic because that's my like, and then I'll save a 2 pound jar box and put them in because they'll fit, but you got this lid then that's the problem.
Right.
But just save or and then I got blueberries to have a real nice heavy box, and then I put plastics in the blueberry box because it's got a nice lid and it's a nice solid box. But you can save your jar, when you sell the jar
Tape
box. I
measure,
have them
Mark.
here.
Well, I didn't save my jar boxes, Nancy. That's the thing. I didn't
But
save them. I just went
that's the
Oh,
through
size.
a couple
That's, I
thousand
mean,
dollars
it
worth.
holds 12 I mean, it'll hold 12 plastic bottles or glass.
What was it,
Let me get a
Tom?
tape measure.
Okay. Yeah, see, I've got a bunch of them. I had a bunch, but they're gone. I didn't save them, Nancy.
got them over there. Yeah,
So I just
I
need a
saved them
regular
because
box.
I went to plastic last year. I started incorporating plastic last year, so I save, the markets, the farmers markets and stuff I do back and forth. But
But I've
So,
seen like Bob Benny have a certain box, and them things fit in there perfect.
yep.
And all it is a $3 box, $2 box, or whatever.
Yeah.
mhm.
So Phil, he put his translation on here. He said it means I'm a loser.
Oh, why you feeling all verklempt there, Philip? What's going on?
Or
What did he
that
do?
box is 6 by 7 by 13.
That sounds about right.
6
There
by
you
7
go.
by 13.
Write that
Yep.
down quick.
Roughly,
I'll be back. 6 by 7 by 13, right?
Yep.
yeah,
13 inches long, 6 inches tall, and 7 inches wide.
yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
oh, I'm a loser, baby. Why don't you kill me? That one? Da-da-da-da-da.
Yes.
I'm a loser.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Now it's all
Yeah,
come for a full
I
circle,
save
Philip.
my bottle boxes
Yeah,
for
Yeah, I do.
shipping.
I'm getting a 1 pound bottle box out here, but it's a 20, it holds 24. So it'll be
Well,
half that.
1 pound plastic won't fit in a 1 pound glass because of the the plastic lid. You got to put a 1 pound in a 2 pound box.
Okay,
it
this one's
fits.
20 and a quarter long. What'd
I
you
don't have any
say?
1 pounds. I'm out of 1 pounders.
13 by
Nine.
7 by 6.
Okay, 13. That's
13
gonna be
long, 6 high, and 7 wide. Is what my bottle boxes are. My 1 pound plastic is the same size as my 1 pound glass.
right. That's
So
what
this
I'm getting
here,
at. See, like this is some old glass here, 1 pound,
Right.
right?
see, he
Yeah.
won't.
How
But
tall is it?
these are 24.
Yeah.
Mine fit. My
See,
bottles
this
fit.
is, I don't know. This is, who is this? This is Shipman, Virginia. Who is this? This
That's
Two
Clay.
B's.
That's Clay.
Yeah. Oh, hey Clay. So this size jar now, this won't fit in. This is a 1 pound jar, he says, and this is a
Right.
1 pound, but they don't fit.
It's too tall, ain't it?
Yeah. And that's
But
what I found with my pound and a
Yeah.
half.
It's not
It's
gonna
going
fit
to,
in this box either, Nancy, once I put the lid on it. It's not
the
gonna
right.
work.
plastic bottle fits.
I don't
Plastic.
have any of,
Depends
yeah, I
on the
don't have any
plastic bottle.
here.
Yeah.
If you've got a classic glass shaped plastic bottle, like Tom's holding up right there,
Right.
that should
Yeah.
fit. Measure
Yeah,
the
I don't
height of
have
that
any of
bottle,
those.
Tom. Measure the height of that bottle.
I can't get the box.
Measure the bottle
Measure the
from,
height of the bottle with your tape measure.
yeah.
Can you see the color of that?
Yeah,
I found this is
Bottle lid and all.
my bottle is
spring honey I found.
5 1/4. And my glass is a little
Five and
bit
a
bigger,
half.
actually.
5.5 on the
The glass is
glass.
5 1/2.
Right.
Yeah.
And your plastic was how big? 5 and a
It's
quarter
5 1/2.
altogether?
My glass is 5 1/2, and my plastic's 5 1/4.
Yeah.
It'll
So
fit
it'll
in this
fit.
box then.
Yeah.
Yep. It will. Sure will.
It will
But if
fit.
you use a square bottle like Nancy was holding up, those bottles are
It
taller
won't.
They're taller,
Yeah.
right?
because they're
Right.
not as wide as the classic
Yeah.
bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have 2 of those. I've never even seen, we don't have that kind here. Here, we don't have this kind. We don't have this kind of, and I also don't have the honey pots that Philip has down there. Our distributors don't have them.
Huh.
And I'm not
Go
shipping glass.
go to Gamber or Fillmore
Mm-mm.
Container.
Mm-mm. No, I know. I drive to Fillmore. I can drive to Gamber and Fillmore in Lancaster, and they don't carry them. They don't carry the honey pots. Not they might carry these. I didn't look at these, but I want the honey pot style that Philip has, and
Yeah.
they don't have them.
You want glass or do you want plastic?
Honey pots glass. So Gamber, I don't really like Gamber because I gotta call them and then they gotta call me back with the price. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
Get a
but
quote
then
and all
Fillmore
that.
doesn't carry plastic.
Gamber has really limited their honey line this year, and it's hard to get anything from them.
Yeah, and Fillmore doesn't carry plastic. So I go to
Exactly.
Fillmore, get my glass, and then I circle around. And it's a trip to, I used to live in Lancaster. I was out there for almost 20 years. So I, visit some friends, whatever, and pick up some stuff. But I don't want to, I don't want to pay for shipping. I won't carry them if I have to pay for glass to get shipped to my house. Not going to do it.
Right.
I won't ship glass, but I'll ship plastic to the store. But
Yeah, I've always went and picked up my glass.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got US Plastics. They're in Lima, Ohio. It's a 2-hour drive.
Yeah.
So,
When I go out to Louisville, I'll stop at Clarkston, at Kelly's,
yeah, 2-hour drive.
pull semi in
Yeah,
back in the door,
Lancaster.
load them up.
Lancaster's
it
about
up.
an hour and 15 for me. I'd turn it into a day. Me and the dog go and make a day of it, but it's only an hour and 15 one way.
Yeah.
Fillmore's really cut theirs out some this year too.
I do like this style though. I do like this style of plastic. It's got the little
Yeah.
you know who else has this style was let me see up here. I got Bohemian Jason. Jason has this style too. That's neat.
Right.
Yep.
Those are neat.
But they're a little bit taller.
Why? I'm still
Y'all, I'm
on.
fixing to get out of here. I'm about to freeze to death.
All right, well, you go get warm,
Yeah.
Mark.
I got to get up
Yeah.
early. I'm not going to leave out the daylight because this road's pretty bad up here.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
probably what 7 o'clock maybe just daylight. But
I'm a want to be.
y'all,
Yeah, and you know
I
what? It is
enjoyed
a
it.
little after 9.
Good night,
I'm
Mark.
gonna. We've been on since 6:30. I got on a little about quarter after 6. So it's gonna 3 hours it's gonna
That's
go on
plenty.
3
That's
hours
enough.
for me. So
Yeah, we'll
I'm gonna.
catch back up next week.
Yeah. You
Bye,
gonna be on
y'all.
Friday night, Mark?
All right.
I'll try. I don't no guarantee.
Okay. Have a good week, Mark. Be safe.
All right, y'all too.
Everybody
You
else be
too.
safe. We'll
Oh,
see you Friday night.
Yep.
so Phillips is here real quick. I just saw that free shipping with 300. Oh, I'll have to text you about that, Philip, because I didn't catch. I'm not gonna catch that name tonight here, but
Who's free shipping?
here, wait, hold on.
Oh, Berlin. I always spend $300 in buying glass bottles.
Royal deal with his containers. No one gets his price. Philip gets a royal. I'll be a subsidiary. What's that word? Subsidiary. Philip. This guy Philip had me call RTX Honeybees. Had me place an order. I'm just gonna ship it to Philly though.
Huh.
Matt. Berlin packaging. Let me get my little notepad out here quick. I love those honey pots, man. They are neat. Quaint.
Jeez. That's you.
When you're doing markets, like Philip does markets too, and you
Yeah.
get those cute little, like they like that stuff, man. They really do. Yeah. All right, guys.
All
Where are
right,
we at tomorrow? Oh, tomorrow is horizontal
Ricky.
Ricky, horizontal bees, and then Friday is Charlie. But
Yeah.
if anything's up with Charlie, you'll hear. We'll have the show on the road here
Yeah.
between me and Bill. We'll
Yep.
figure something
Yeah,
out.
we'll sub in for Charlie if he's still sick.
Yeah.
Uh, or even if he doesn't want to lead or host and just wants to pop
Right.
in, and we'll get something going so that we're all not running amok on Friday night getting in trouble.
Exactly. We'll do
All
something even
right.
that's wrong. So y'all
All
have a
right,
good
guys.
night.
Good night. Thanks
Good
for
night.
coming.
Yeah.
We'll talk to you
Night.
soon.